بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. We begin in the name of Allah. We acknowledge that Allah deserves all praise. We send salutations and greetings of peace on our beloved Prophet, leader and guide, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, and all who follow his way. I welcome you here this morning, and I thank you for your presence and for your timeous arrival. We make dua that Allah opens the way and blesses our time together. Ameen. Can we begin by starting a recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha together for divine openings and blessings? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا آمين يا رب العالمين. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught his companions this prayer, and it basically means, oh Allah, teach us that which will benefit us and benefit us with that which you have taught us. Session rules and structure. Feel free to nibble. There's a station there in the corner with some fruit, and there's an urn with tea and coffee. There's a station that side as well with some fruit, juice, tea and coffee. And down the aisle here, down this corridor here to the left, there's a kitchen where the ladies have an extra additional space for privacy. There's some tea and coffee and additional treats there, inshallah. Anyone can get up at any point in time to access the fruits, to access the tea, to access the juices. You don't have to ask permission or anything. Good? I need everyone as focused as can be, so whatever keeps you alert and awake, you do it, inshallah. Feel free to use the loo whenever you wish. The facilities here, through that door over there, we have 11 toilets. So we are going to try, inshallah, to coordinate it as such, where the first 6 or so be for ladies only, and the ones at the end of the corridor, down through that door, be for the men. Can we agree on that, inshallah? If need be. Okay? The first 6 for ladies, the last 5 or so for men. Inshallah. Yes, sir. I'm just checking now. Yeah, but the space. Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind. Shukran. Sir, Mr. Enver? But just now the cord. Yeah, just check the cord at the back. Yeah, but at that distance, we're like the size. Would you mind if this table is angled slightly? Let's angle it slightly. No, you are right. This angle the side. What's the places, sir? How's that? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go. Access tea, coffee, juice, they are there. Okay. We'll have 3 50-minute sessions, inshallah. After each, there's a 10-minute break. A leg stretch. You have your snacks, you have access to the juice and tea, even before, even during the sessions. 10-minute break just to recuperate, just to realign, okay? Get a breather before we push forward with the rest of the work, inshallah. Okay. I requested in one of the video clips that you have a notebook and pen for any questions or comments that may arise during the presentation. However, I may only be able to accommodate those comments or questions at the ends of presentations, during the breaks, or afterwards. And if it is that we reach a point where, because there is a lot of content, it is basic but a lot, if it is that we cannot accommodate the questions or all of them, you leave them with us with your contact details and I will make a point to respond to them, inshallah. But I do not want any query or any comment or any thought that arises in your mind to go unaddressed, so make a note of it, along with whatever other notes you wish to make, inshallah. Okay? I may inquire during sessions if there are any questions, if I see the time is okay and I can accommodate a question or two. But other than that, I would appreciate if you'd allow me time just to work through the prepared content. Okay? Leave it with us. There you go. And last but in no way least, I cannot stop you from using your phone. People getting up to use the loo, or people getting up to get snacks, etc., I don't mind. But if I'm presenting and you're in my eye line and you're busy on your phone, it's going to be very distracting. If you must, you must. But I'd appreciate if in the 50-minute slots at least, I have all, if not, or rather most, if not all of your attention. Good? I'm jealous that way. Yes, sir? You may inshallah. However, the admin added you all to a group chat. And when we're done, inshallah, I will divide the content into 4. And I will convert it to PDF and it will be sent to you all on that chat. Good? You can take pics, but you'll get it too. And you make your additional notes, inshallah. Okay, so first, before we begin, just our mindset. We recited Al-Fatiha because it's all about our Creator, Jalla Jalalu, acknowledging Him, only worshipping Him, turning to Him for guidance and wanting the best outcomes by Him. And we made dua for what? We made dua for beneficial knowledge. Just again, mindset. The Umrah consists of external ritual that most of you are concerned about, the external ritual, but it's also about internal development. You agree? It's about physical exertion because you're going to exert yourself there physically. However, it's all about potential spiritual growth. You agree? Inshallah. It's about a communal experience. You're going to do it as part of a group, as part of the ummah of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, decreed to be there, but it's your individual, your personal journey. It's a communal experience that focuses on the individual. Good? So, while you attempt to draw closer to your Creator, prepare as well to be reintroduced to yourself. Because you're going to see another side to yourself once you are there, along with seeing another side to the Ummah of Sayyidina Muhammad. By show of hands, briefly, who of the attendees have not been for Umrah yet? Okay, so I say more or less half. Okay, excellent. By show of hands, who intends inshallah to go soon, now in December or Jan? Okay, inshallah, good. So, like I said in the first clip, it's normal to be excited as well as nervous and anxious. But we take it in our stride, one step at a time. So we begin. You don't mind me back and forth here, it's good. Sometimes if I were to be stationary, you may become sleepy. You see me moving, it's all with intention, inshallah. Keep you alert. But if I'm too distracting, tell me, and tell me how you feel. Good. The other option is I have support here. So while I move, I have support moving, maybe moving the animations, if we can, down the line. Yeah? Excellent. With the chair, Fahmi? And I can be a bit more free. What does the word Umrah mean? It literally means a visit. Any students of the Arabic language here? Okay, you check later. On the 8th scale, it's normally used for visit, al-i'timar. But Umrah is also used in the meaning of visit. However, you know the word Umrah also means a lifespan. And the ta marbuta therein means singularity. As if it's by itself, all the ingredients, all the experiences in this journey, you benefit from in such a way as if you had spent a lifetime in that space. So rich it is, so developed it is, so beautiful it is. It's a life by itself. Continue. Okay. It is generally known as the minor Hajj, yes, minor pilgrimage, so it is to be taken seriously. Just, yeah. The definition of an Umrah, yeah. To visit the sanctified house, to perform Tawaf and Sa'i in a state of Ihram. Another one, just go with it, with all its required rules and conditions. We understand that. Definition, what it literally means is a visit. It's normally referred to as the minor pilgrimage. It is defined as a visit to the house, the Kaaba, to perform Tawaf and Sa'i in a state of Ihram with all its required rules and conditions. Okay. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, one Umrah to the next Umrah is an expiation for all that lies between it. What's expiation? Atonement, cleansing, amends. So that's of its power. Beyond its individual reward for every act, overall it's an atonement, expiation for all that lies between the two. Continue. What we are going to address is, what we're going to address is why, how, and what more. Why? Why perform Umrah? How do we perform Umrah? And what more can I do there to make the journey more productive? And then the fourth is some additional traveling tips, inshallah. Okay, you just need to be flowing with me. Right, press this button. Why? Okay, the mindset. First and foremost, I'm going to undertake this journey because the Almighty instructs me to, if I'm able to. Does it make sense? And there you have your reference, you can go check it later. Allah says, complete the Umrah and the Hajj for Allah, for the sake of Allah, for the pleasure of Allah. That's your niyyah. Because He says I should, Jalla Jalalu, without question. Number two, why I do it is because I am connected to the lands in which it is to be performed in. I am a Cape Townian, I am a Durbanite, I am from Johannesburg, Gauteng. But beyond that, first and foremost, I am a Muslim. And I have a familial history, a communal history, a national history. But my history as a Muslim starts there. So I'm connected to those lands. You go there and you ask anyone who's been there, you feel at home. You feel at home even if it's your first time that you set foot there. Because you are connected to it. You've heard about it. You love the space. So you're connected to it, and you're connected to the first generation of believers who resided there. Our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions who you heard about and whom you love as well. So you're connected. That's why you want to go. You want to walk in their footsteps. Third, you are an investor in the akhirah. What's our lifespans? On average, may Allah bless us all with many good years ahead. But 50, 60, 70, 80 years. One prayer in the area of Makkah equals how many prayers elsewhere? 100,000. You can check the screen and see what's still to be, so you just go with it. 100,000 elsewhere. I'm thinking ahead. I'm going to sacrifice of my comforts here, my loved ones here. I'm spending wealth there that I don't get any worldly return from. I don't get any immediate worldly return. But I'm going because I'm an investor in the akhirah. So firstly, divine. Second, I'm connected to the history. I'm an investor in the akhirah. And thirdly, we love Allah. We love the Kaaba, even though some of us may still be there, may still get to be there. We love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We love our deen, and we say it, but we want to physically show as well. And sometimes, you know, actions count louder than words. Move it, yes? That's beyond. Okay, pause. We're behind. This year, praise in the holy mosque. Ziyarats, just a consideration on the side. You're going to try and speak to your tour guides and whatever else. Wherever you go to visit, try not to miss a salah in the harams. Salah elsewhere will also be beneficial and rewarding, but try your best to perform as all of your prayers, all in the haram of Makkah, in the haram of Medina. That's where the investment lays. Okay, I mentioned this. Actions count louder than words. We want to go there because physically even now I want to show I love Allah more than everything and everyone else. And I love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than everyone and everything else. I'm prepared to leave everything behind for them. And therefore at the end, what do you say there that you don't generally say elsewhere? After all said and done, it's going to be difficult to travel. May Allah ease the travels and all. But you come and you say there and you proclaim and you confirm, I'm here for you, oh Allah, I'm here for you. I'm not here to buy gifts. I'm not here as a tourist to explore. I'm going to see and whatever else and I'm going to acquire, but I'm first and foremost here for you. Move. Okay, so that's your recap. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a niyyah can be layered. You can have all these intentions. Or rather, you can have more than one intention for a particular action. It's allowed in deen. It's expected in deen. It's understood in deen. Can you all hear me clearly at the back? Continue. Now, have you ever come across someone, especially in this time that we're living in, saying, I feel we must boycott Umrah and boycott Hajj because of the fact that Saudi is not supporting Gaza and Palestine. May Allah grant relief and victory and justice there. Or they say, I don't want to go for Umrah or Hajj because I feel the money must rather be spent for Palestine and Gaza. So I just wanted to make a few points before we continue. If you look, you know how Saudi Arabia was established? Saudi Arabia was established when these Arab tribes collaborated with the British to oust the Turks from the Arabian Peninsula. These Arab tribes, the Saud clan in particular, led a revolt supported by the British non-Muslims against their own Muslim brothers in the land. Why we're not boycotting the entire country because of that? We're not. Hajj continued, Umrah continued. You with me? Look at the Iraqi war in the 80s and 90s. America attacking Iraq. You know where was the main military base? In Saudi. The Saudis accommodated them so they can move from there closer to Iraq. Hajj continued, Umrah continued. And now 2 years ago in last year, Yemen, they bombed Yemen. Why? Read about the Houthis and read about the coup. And even though they were bombing Yemen, our Muslim brothers and sisters, we continued with Umrah and Hajj. It was never about the country. It was always about the ritual. Move. It is about the ritual. We are not tourists. We don't go there with the intention of just touring. For certain countries, tourism is one of the main sources of income. And they are trying to open up now with their soccer and tourist visas and whatever else they are doing. In other areas, in Riyadh and wherever else. But you're going for a specific mission and cause. We are responsible for the ritual, and those with claimed authority in the land are accountable for their choices. But when you go, there's something else. When you go, you will see most of the hotels, beyond the hotels having names, they also have some additional statement on their walls. The waqf of so-and-so, the waqf of so-and-so. Do you know what is an endowment? An endowment is when a particular building or structure is offered for the sake of Allah, for the benefit of certain institutions in the community. Right? For example, you have Awqaf SA, their own properties. Those properties can never be sold or claimed by any community or individuals. The moment its initial owner made it waqf, made it an endowment, the moment the initial owner, stay with me, the moment the initial owner made it an endowment for a particular institution like a masjid or a madrasa or an orphanage, then whatever is acquired through the rental of that particular property has to go to those institutions. You with me? Meaning, no government, no authority, no mayor, no king can claim anything from those endowments. It has to be you. That's the rule of our deen. When the British entered India, they had a problem there with their endowments. They wanted to claim everything and there was a revolt. Read about the British and how they had to understand what the Muslim and even Hindu endowments were. So what I'm saying is, people say don't go because Saudis this, you're benefiting the Saudis. There are certain spaces where the Saudis can't benefit because it's waqf. And secondly, you're going for the ritual. Go on. Okay, just the whole one. See the screen. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the 7th year after the migration performed an Umrah with his companions. Makkah. At the time, the Quraysh was still in charge. At the time, the Kaaba was still surrounded by idols. I'll say it again. You have to reflect on this. Just breathe deeply, quickly. Breathe in. Just for oxygen to go to the brain. I'm a lot to take. So please bear with me. Fight it, right? 7th year, Nabi Muhammad ﷺ and Sahaba performed the Umrah. Research. Who was still in charge there? The Quraysh. There were still idols and all around the Kaaba. What did he do? It was about the ritual, not about them. There's a reference in him. So don't let anyone confuse you or leave you hesitating to perform your Umrah. Continue. Why do we also go? Now especially more than ever. Are we making dua for Gaza? Are we making dua for Palestine? Nabi Muhammad ﷺ and Lebanon. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said there are people who make dua. And they may externally look as if they are deserving of acceptance. But they, as vehicles for divine and containers for divine mercy, they're not ready. They may be nourished themselves incorrectly. They may be clothed themselves incorrectly. You with me? We have to see to it and try our best to make ourselves as vehicles, for divine favor, to make it what? To make ourselves more worthy of acceptance. What is it? Are there any open seats that side? There's one here for a lady there. Are there extra books and things there? No, there are. They see in the boxes there. Doctor will help you. So will help you. Right. So stay with me. You want to make yourself more worthy of acceptance. You get the idea? So another reason why you sacrifice even more for the sake of Allah in hope that through this effort, Ya Rabbi, I'm crying for the Ummah. I'm crying for my brothers and sisters over there. And I don't know, I'm trying to do more. And hopefully, Ya Rabbi, through this effort of mine, to leave my loved ones behind and my comforts behind, place myself out there, hopefully, my dua will be more worthy of acceptance. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, sisters at the back? Please, you're going to be in the haram too. You're going to see a lot of things. You have to stay focused. These are not claim distractions here. Good. I think it's all part of the plan. Y'all prepare us. Next one. In our madhab, completed. In our madhab, the Shafi'i madhab in particular, alright? Hajj is compulsory at least once in a lifetime if you are by the means. Likewise, Umrah is compulsory at least once in your lifetime if you are by the means. No matter what the situation is like there, the climate is like there, unless, go at the bottom here, unless there's a collective opposing opinion from a majority of senior scholars, Umrah must be performed, Hajj must be performed. You with me? Especially if it's your first, it's wajib upon you. If the path is clear and you are by the means and the situation is there, it's wajib that you have this intention and make the effort to at least go. At least you're first. Nothing to do with surrounding, nothing to do with politics. It's about you and your Creator. Move. And then a bonus consideration. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, especially where worship is concerned, no focused effort should be made for travel except to 3 masajid. You know this hadith. My masjid, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, meaning Al-Masjid al-Nabawi, the Al-Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, and Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. So there's lots to research regarding this hadith. What did Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mean? How should it be done? Can't I travel elsewhere then? No. This is about particular circumstances where people go for rituals, etc. Where people go specifically to pray. But after all is said and done, that's not the point. The point is here. He spoke about to the masajid. He did not say go to the cities. You will go for ziyarat in Makkah. You will go for ziyarat in Medina. But you ultimately, and you're prioritizing your stay and your time and your activities in those sacred houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The house of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the sanctuary in which the first house ever designated for worship is to be found, Al-Haram al-Makki. Good? Continue. Okay. So we are good with time. Just breathe. And this is now, we're just warming up. Okay? Warming up. I need to be able to draw from your strength. You need to draw from mine. We need to make this time count, inshallah. So drink your water, have your snack, stand up if you want to, go wash, just put wet in the face if you need to. But you're going to see this through with me, and the longer we sit together, the more focused we're going to become. Ameen. Right? Actions are judged by the ends. So now we start with the nitty-gritty. That was why. And again, it's a lot to take in, sir. But you get the PDF, inshallah, later, afterwards. You go through them again. You internalize. You conscientize. You with me? Acclimatize. Whilst you revise. Good. You revise and internalize and acclimatize and conscientize. Stay with me. Okay, good. Now, that was why Allah instructs me to. I'm connected to those places. I'm investing in the akhirah. I want to show my love even more, beyond words. And more than that, it's about the ritual. More than that, it's about making myself a vessel that's more worthy of acceptance in all that I pray for, in all that I plead for. Does it make sense? Inshallah. Tfaddal. How? Note, okay, this is something minor. A note before we continue. When you leave the house, there are certain traditions there in Cape Town. Those traditions have nothing to do with the Umrah, but they have some benefit. Recitation of certain ayat of the Quran, some advice is given by an imam, and advice benefits the believer. Additional dua, because I don't personally know all the du'as, so I ask the imam to make the dua. No problem. You with me? And there is in the Shafi'i madhab an opinion by certain scholars that it is a place where adhan can be made, but it's not a thing really. It wasn't done by our predecessors. It's like a proclamation of the external activities of Islam for people to hear and be drawn to the message of Tawheed and the message of success that's found through prayer and that's found through what? Obedience to Allah. But it's not a thing. Next one. The least that you can do, and this you must start practicing now already. Next one. Say after me, Bismillah. Tawakkalna ala Allahi wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Up until there, that you must try saying whenever you leave your house. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever says this when he leaves his house and when she leaves the house, another one, there's the Arabic. Then angels tell that person, Kufita wa hudita wa buqita. You've been sufficed, you've been guided, you've been protected. Wa tanaha anhu shaitan. And shaitan takes a route away from that person. So you'll see some of the imams, after their long dua, they will say akhtamay, Bismillah. So you get used to it already. Whenever you leave. That's the least you can do, following the example of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tamam. So now how? Right? How is the Umrah performed? What does it consist of? So now, take this in. And I want you, the moment you see this now here, just in your mind tell me, oh, that's easy. Tell that to yourself. Say that to yourself, right? Oh, it's just that. Okay. Ready? No, the previous one. Umrah is basically to perform Tawaf and Sa'i in Ihram with a particular intention. That's all. So now, have you told yourself, oh, it's just that? Oh, okay. Because some people are nervous. Umrah is not Hajj. Arafah and Muzdalifah and Mina and Jamarat. And no, that's Hajj. Umrah is to perform Tawaf and Sa'i in Ihram with a specific, clear intention. That's it. So now we have to unpack this. Are you with me? Continue. Right. The Ihram. Open it all, yeah, slowly. You can read the unstitched cloth. It may look like this. If the material comes out with the pattern, it doesn't matter. If the material comes out and it's embedded in, it's acceptable, no problem. It's not that in the eye, you know. And no head for the men. Okay. Ladies, no jewelry, adornments. Face and hands must be uncovered. Even those ladies who are in niqab for ihram, face and hands uncovered. Feet can be covered. Okay, let's go. Before donning the ihram, it is recommended clip the nails, shave the pubic hairs, wash the body, apply sin to your body, but not to the ihram. Apply sin to the body, but not to the ihram. Okay. Continue. Okay, this is a definition. I'm going into this, but think about this. This is symbolic. This is so that everyone can be equal and even. Why the ihram is not stitched? Firstly, we do it because the Rasul ﷺ instructed it to be done in this manner. Secondly, from the wisdoms is that people should more or less be equal in how they present themselves. Sometimes I am defined by what I wear. Sometimes you define yourself by what you wear. There is not about what you think of yourself or what you want others to think of yourself. It's all about being so free from any avenue of vanity that those minor things do not matter. Get the idea? It's about what Allah, I want to use the word thinks of me, meaning it's about my position by Him. And therefore, it must be as plain as can be. Right? So, it is, read that quickly there. It's about entering into a spiritual state. Ihram means to place someone or something into a spiritual state, a sanctified state. Stay with me. Ihram is about placing someone or something into a sanctified state, signified by donning the ihram, the garments. Yeah? Okay? Malam Yusuf, or sir, can I have you here please? Just a replacement. Ihram, stay with me. You see this. This is for men, this is the garment that signifies the state, but you are in the state of ihram. You enter a state of sanctity by donning this garment, and you enter it at specified points on earth, the miqat, right? With a specific intention, either for Umrah or Hajj. So the ihram is not just the garment. The garment symbolizes something externally. But through the garment, you enter into a state of ihram at a particular spot on earth with a specific intention. The intention is either for Umrah or Hajj. So it's a combination. A spiritual state that you enter, signified by this external dress, but you enter it with that dress at a particular point on earth, specified by the Rasul ﷺ, which is known as the miqat, with a special and specified intention. And you'll see it unfolding as we go along. Stay with me. Right? Consider when you start salah, the first takbir. What is takbir? Takbir is saying Allahu Akbar. Say that? Yeah. Now your first takbir, you know what the first Allahu Akbar is called? It's called takbiratul ihram. Are you wearing ihram there when you go into salah? No. But that takbir, by you proclaiming Allah is the greatest for the first time, that places you into a state of sanctity. Now, what you did before salah, you can't do in salah. Can you eat and drink and converse in salah? No. Now you have to be focused. You are in a spiritually sanctified state by that first takbir. You get the idea? The takbir of ihram. This is here the intention of Umrah whilst wearing these designated garments at the miqat enters you into a state of ihram. Did that sink in? Think about it. Good? Next Malim. There's one more. Yeah. This is just additional information. Things that were generally lawful now becomes unlawful in that state. And we'll note like what things. Malim? Continue. Okay. We'll note that. But firstly, we mentioned miqat there. Those who are going now at the end of the year or in the new year, who of you are first traveling to Medina? Okay, good. That's generally done. Who of you will first be traveling to Makkah? Okay, so now you have to take note. Okay, watch. Malim, let's go. If you're traveling, if from Medina, so you go to Medina first, and now from Medina after a few days you go into Makkah, your miqat is known as Dhul Hulayfa or Bir Ali. You don't have to memorize this, remember this, no. You will be informed, your tour guides will inform you, we're going now to Bir Ali, etc. There you will go into Ihram. You with me? Don't stress about it. You just have to be aware, oh, this is happening now. You with me? If you're traveling to Makkah first, meaning you're in transit somewhere, like in the Emirates, or in Qatar, or in Ethiopia, and from there you go to Jeddah, and from Jeddah you go to Makkah, your miqat is Yalamlam. Now just the next one, please. Look at this. Can you see where Medina is? Here's Medina. Right? Here's Makkah. So Medina is north of Makkah. Right? Can you see where Jeddah is? Right? So when you're coming from south, you're coming south to Jeddah then Makkah. So if you're going to Makkah first, your miqat will be somewhere south. If you're going to Medina first, your miqat will be somewhere north of Makkah. You get the idea? Press it, Malim. Right. That is the miqat there above, 437 kilometers away. It's the furthest away from Makkah. That's why they drive in a bus is 6 hours or so, no? Yeah. And then here, Yalamlam. If you're coming from, if you're going to Jeddah first, Jeddah and Makkah, your miqat is Yalamlam. Now, the aeroplane will inform you if you're crossing, but some practical information here, watch. Right? From Medina now. From Medina. Don your ihram in the hotel. Take your shower, whatever else, and don it in the hotel. The bus or taxi will stop at Dhul Hulayfa at Bir Ali. You will get out there. There's a masjid there. You with me? Yeah? You perform 2 units of sunnah. It's sunnah to perform 2 raka'at there at the miqat. Right? And then after it, you make dua for steadfastness, for ease, for protection, okay, for acceptance. And then you proclaim your intention. Your intention, the basic intention is, say after me, Allahumma labbaika umrah. Easy. Allahumma labbaika umrah. Oh Allah, I am here for you in umrah. There's an alternative, right? Right? There's an alternative, other form, people say, nawaitul, say that, umrah wa ahramtu biha lillahi ta'ala. Meaning, I intend the umrah and I have done the ihram for it for the sake of Allah ta'ala. Allah the Exalted. That day is sufficient. You can say this if you want. You can say both too. That's Makisaki. So if you, from Medina, you put your ihram on in the hotel. You take a taxi or bus. Generally it's with a group with a bus. They take you to the miqat. There's a masjid there. You get out. You have wudu. If you don't have, you take wudu. There's facilities there. You make your 2 rakat sunnah. You make dua. And you say your niyyah. From this moment here, now remember, the ihram is what? A spiritual state that you enter with this physical garb, but you enter it with a specific niyyah at a specific point on earth. You have the garb on. You got to that point on earth. You said your niyyah. You're now in a state of ihram. You're in a state of sanctity. You with me? Move, Malim. Right. If you leave Medina with the train, and the train takes exactly 2 hours, you don your ihram in the hotel. You go to the beautiful train station, and you're on the train. The only difference is this: the train does not stop at the miqat. Right? However, as you are riding, there are screens. They will notify you you are approaching the miqat. And they will notify you again when you are at the miqat. So all you need to do then is say your niyyah, and you can make dua, and then you're in the state. What you will not necessarily be able to do is your sunnah there. it does not affect the validity of the Umrah. You with me? If you want to now, because additional reward, because no we doen, you can maybe do it in the passage there, wherever. You can, there are spaces. But it doesn't really affect the validity. So you may gain on the time and you're nice and relaxed when you get there, but you have to compromise one or two things. Continue. Right. However now, those who have intention in our booking not to go to Medina first, they're going to Makkah first. Okay? Right. It's different. Because your miqat is lower, which means you are in the air when you cross the miqat. So what? No. Okay, Malim? You must don the ihram in the transit space. Now sometimes the transit space is a short period, you don't have time. So what are you going to do? Okay? Either in the transit space there should be facilities to change, or on the aeroplane. And some of the toilet spaces are very cramped, so you must now manage yourself, try mahi, work out something, practice doing things on one leg, I don't know. You with me, your balance? Because airplane move. It's exciting. But you're going to do it for Allah's sake. You're not at home. It's going to be some sacrifice here and there. And makes it all the more rewarding and the more memorable, inshallah. So this is option one. Either on the transit space, in Doha, Dubai, or even Addis Ababa. No, go back quickly. No, yeah, you can go back like this, yeah. Right. Perform your sunnah there or on the plane, and we can discuss this. You can discuss with your leader. Only Saudi Airlines has a space for salah. Others you have to make in your chair, in your seat. If you find some air hostesses who are accommodative, you can make in the passage, okay. But otherwise, it's allowed to make in those spaces there. Even though direction is different. Take it in for now. Right? Perform your sunnah there on the plane and proclaim your niyyah on the airplane when notified of the miqat. Because generally they will notify because they can see people in ihram. The screen or on the microphone, they will notify you, we are approaching the miqat. Ya lam. So all you start doing there on the aeroplane is you say your niyyah, Allahumma labbaika umrah, and you will start with your talbiyah, which will come to now. There are two other options. And my wife reminded me of this, for the ladies in particular. For ladies, you can actually don your ihram from when you leave home. You take your shower and everything here and you're in your ihram. You don't have to take another shower there on the transit. You with me? So you're ready. The men must do their thing. Go into the ihram on the plane or on the airport. But the ladies can have that comfort. You can do it. You with me? And then when you're on that last leg from your transit space to Jeddah, you're informed of when you're approaching the miqat and you make your niyyah. Does that make sense? There is an opinion though, and you will speak with your group leaders. There is an opinion that the ihram may be donned where? Go to the read, in Jeddah. But there's difference of opinion regarding it. There are some scholars who allow it fully. To don your ihram, or from where? From Jeddah. It needs further research and consensus among scholars. However, to be on the safe side, do it before. Okay. Last but no least, this is always better. Always better. If there's a group leader, especially in certain aspects of the journey, go with the majority, go with the group leader. But at least you have these options clear in your mind. Continue. Okay. Now, move with it. What are you not allowed to do when you are in the state of ihram? You're in a state of sanctity. What are you not allowed to do? You are not allowed to use scented products intentionally. Anything done unintentionally is overlooked. You're so in the habit, you're on automatic. You open your bag, open whatever, and you just do it. No. You have to wash it off if you did it unintentionally. Intentionally doing it will require you to pay a penalty. You should not change anything of your physical state. Once you're in that state, they should be preserved as is. So even though you may become a bit sweaty, even though you may become a bit disheveled, here and there, it doesn't matter. It's about coming to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a state where even physically you show that you have sacrificed for His sake. You get the idea? Now, It's not about how we present ourselves to fellow man, it's how we present ourselves to him. Can you all still hear me clearly at the back? Okay, continue, Malim. Intentionally removing any, so don't apply perfume, no scented products, don't remove any hair, no nails from your body, don't kill any animals, that's mentioned in our books, you're going to slaughter something, no, right? Okay, continue. Don't engage in any relations with your spouse. Don't know when someone's going to find time for that, but this is in our books. No, you're focusing on ibadah. It's not about your desires and your fancies, it's about ibadah and worship. And then last but no way least, this is mentioned in our books, don't get married in that state, kanala. The marriage, if someone were to engage in the act of nikah, in ihram, that marriage is null and void. It's batil. And your ihram is also spoiled. Your umrah is spoiled. You have to redo it. So stay with me. Nothing should be changed as much as possible. Sanctify the moment you enter that state and keep it as is. All the focus should be on Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Continue. So those penalties, you research those penalties, discuss those penalties. If it were to be a concern for you, but you try your best to adhere. Alright? The talbiyah. Now, again, move. From the moment you made your niyyah, you're in ihram, you're at the miqat, whether it's by the masjid, whether it's on the train, whether it's in the plane, you made your niyyah. From that moment you made your niyyah, you're in ihram, right? You have the garb and you made the intention. You should start with this dhikr. It's a special dhikr. It's called the talbiyah, which is only to be made in this state. It's a special form of remembrance that is only stipulated for this period. This period from the moment you enter the ihram until the point where you reach the haram of Makkah. You busy yourself with it. If in between you have to say something else, you have to check on something, it's fine. But the sooner you can get back to making the talbiyah, the better. Next screen. Men loud, the women softly. Right? The talbiyah is labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Say it. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Again, slowly that one. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk La sharika lak. So they say it like this. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk. La sharika lak. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk. La sharika lak. What's its meaning? I am here for you, O Allah, I am here for you. I am here for you, you have absolutely no partner, I am here for you. Verily all praise, favor and authority is yours, you have absolutely no partner. You can reflect on why you have absolutely no partner is repeated. The one is in relation to the first statement, the second is in relation to the last statement. You say it as much as you can from the time you are what? In ihram until the time you reach the haram of Makkah. Good. Last, before your breather. When you arrive in Makkah, check in at the hotel and then decide when you are to leave for the haram. You are allowed to freshen up, take a wudu, go to toilet, etc. You're allowed to, yeah. Eat, drink, you can even take a nap if you're very tired, depending on how you got there. Take a nap, because you must. You need your energy for what lies ahead. It is what you came for, it is what you went for, it is what you have been preparing for. You with me? So you need to check how you feel. Eat something, drink something, hydrate, or rest if you must before you go. Do not apply any scented products, neither freshen up with any soap or scented products. And then a practical tip, because the men in ihram especially, firstly no undies and stuff, right? Ladies can wear, there are certain garbs, they are allowed. But the men, for your lister, for your legs in between, Vaseline. Okay? That's a practical tip. Non-scented. If you forgot, all the pharmacies there they stock up on that because they know. You with me? And use that. So I think we pause here. 10-minute breather. Stretch your legs. Use the loo. And thank you very much for your attention thus far. Assalamu alaikum. In Makkah. Ameen. And we are in Ihram. And we've engaged in the talbiyah from the moment we went into Ihram until we arrived in Makkah. So now there are concerns, we have to check in Get your rooms, get your bags in your room, etc. And see what your current state is. You need to freshen up, rest before you move. Because you want to verlos. In Cape Town, they say, gaan verlos, meaning you want to perform your Umrah. So you can come out of the state of Ihram. Good? So I make dua that all that is planned falls in place as far as the accommodation is concerned. There's no delays. There could be some things out of your hands. And you already must remember, and I'm going to mention this, whatever you're going to experience has been decreed for you by Allah to bring out the best within you. Good. If you are a person who's always in charge, sir, if you are a planner to the T, if you are a perfectionist, you have to breathe and just ground yourself and hand over to your Creator. There are certain things that are not in your control, and you can still occupy that time in talbiyah. You can still occupy that time in just researching and revising your work and content again. Putting yourself in the correct state before you go down. You do not want to upset yourself unnecessarily for things that are truly out of your hands. Look, your right is your right. But you can judge, is this worth my emotions now or not? Okay, and you inquire respectfully and you continue on your way. But I make dua, everything falls in place. So you come there, arrive safely, you get your rooms, bags are in, you check with your leader, what time we're going down, etc. What time do we meet in the lobby, okay? Can we still do this and that? Okay, yes. We meet in the lobby and then you go. Right? What we have here is check in at the hotel, then decide when you are leaving. When you enter Makkah, just please, one again. There's something missing there on the side. Down, yeah. Again? Yeah. When you enter Makkah, they will guide you normally in the what? In the buses or in the train. They will guide you as the dua that's read when you enter a city. It's not only for the city of Makkah. It's for any city you enter. You repeat after the guide. What I'm saying this is, you can research this by yourself so long. What dua did the Rasul ﷺ normally say when entering a city? Okay? We're not going to go into that. It's got nothing to do with the Umrah. But it's added reward, and you walk in his steps, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then what do we have here? Remember now, yes, the bottom here, just to confirm. You can apply perfume and scent and all before you perform your sunnah and you make your niyyah for ihram. That's before, after you washed, right? But the moment you are in ihram, whilst in ihram, now you arrived in Makkah, now you don't apply scent and things again. You can apply before you enter, like we said before. Is that clear? Okay, continue. Right. So now you entered the haram. You enter the haram of Makkah. Normally we enter at a particular gate and door that aligns with the Rukn Yamani. Don't worry about that, we're coming there. But the moment you enter, obviously you will learn also now research. There is a dua you utter when you enter the masjid. You will be guided with that as well. Bismillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Allahumma aftah li abwaba rahmatik. Normally now, once you say that and you enter the haram, you're normally quiet. You're reflecting, you're waiting. People try to guide the new attendees not to look up. They try to guide them to come close to the mataf as possible, and then when the Kaaba is in clear view, then they tell them, look up. It's beautiful, but it's not a requirement. It's just to add to the, to the beauty and the anticipation. So what we have here, proceed to the mataf. What is the mataf? The area immediately around the Kaaba. The haram is huge. There's a ground floor. Listen to me, there's a ground floor, there's a first floor, there's a roof. But beyond the roof and the first floor and the ground floor, there's also the mataf. It's lower. Right? The immediate area around the Kaaba. That's the mataf, meaning the initial place for tawaf. You can tawaf anywhere else. You can tawaf on the ground floor, on the first floor, on the roof. It's longer though, but you can tawaf there. Technically, it's also mataf. But the initial mataf is immediately around the Kaaba. So those of Umrah, you try to get to the mataf. Okay? Here's a tip. A tip. Generally, the timing should be such where you do not get a prayer in between your Umrah, in between your tawaf. You know why? And generally, with the bus and all, you normally come at night. So you go late night after Isha. So there's no interference and break between the activities, right? But more so in the Haram of Makkah, before Salah time, the men and the women will be separated. Now, if it's your first time, you want to be by your spouse's side. And therefore, the encouragement from experience, it's not an issue, but from experience, is to always have, or to generally have, the Umrah performed after Isha, or depending on what time you arrive, it could be after Fajr in the morning. You have the whole time there before Dhuhr, which is more difficult because of the sunlight. So generally, it's in the evening. Okay? With the Kaaba on your, when you see the Kaaba, first see the Kaaba, make dua. And my father always says, one of the first du'as you must make when you see the Kaaba is, oh Allah, accept all my du'as. Okay? There's no specific dua to make. There is something narrated, but it's in a weak narration. But you will hear, and whether it's following your guide and his dua, where you just say Ameen, Ameen. But generally the guides will make a dua, then afterwards they will tell you, okay, no, make dua by yourself. Make some dua by yourself. Because you have your own particular needs. Okay? Now, you enter the mataf, you're right there. The Kaaba will be on your left. Because the tawaf is conducted in an anti-clockwise manner. Okay? Anti-clockwise. Kaaba will be on your left. You will start tawaf from the corner of the black stone. So move with it. There will be a green fluorescent light to your right. So the Kaaba will be on your left. You see where the black stone is, and in line with it, there used to be a line on the mataf, on the ground. It's not there anymore. You know why? Because people used to come look for the line and they stop. So they're blocking everyone at the back, and it causes huge confusion and unnecessary stress. So they remove the line. The black stone will be on your left. There's a green fluorescent light. You do not have to be exactly in line with it. Allah knows you're in that space there. But your tawaf will start in that position. So you'll be coming from that side. Here's the black stone. Tawaf will start here. You do not need to make an independent niyyah for tawaf, for umrah. But you can if you want. Nawaitu tawaf al-umrah. And generally, let me go back. Sometimes people are very concerned and worried about what they must say. Isn't it? Now, an intention is originally in your mind. You don't have to utter things. Allahumma labbaika umrah. Nabi Muhammad said that. And it's 3 simple words. Additions like these do not affect anything. If you forgot to say it, it's minor. You had it in your mind. You are there for the tawaf anyway. Your physical presence shows your intention. You with me? If the leader guides you to say it, say after me, then you say it, no problem. And normally they will say it as they're moving. You don't want to stop here again. Stop and say no after me. You're blocking everyone else. You say it as you're moving, if you want to. I intend the tawaf of Umrah. However, scholars, there's no requirement or stress impressed upon us to do that and say that. So don't worry about the additional things unless I tell you this you have to learn. Good? Good? Okay, continue. Now, for the men, especially the tawaf of Umrah, the men are encouraged, it's sunnah, to don the ihram like that. It's called ittiba'. So initially you had the right part over the shoulder and down, right? You're free to move. For this, you go under the right arm and over the left shoulder. For the tawaf of Umrah, this is how it's required. Good? And then, the ladies don't change anything. Then also for the first 3 rounds, to show vigor and strength, the men are encouraged to lightly jog. But not, I made a mistake once when I went to Umrah, my daughter moved. So I went to carry them between the men so far. No, it's on the spot. My father, when he spoke with me about it, he said I must do it. He said I must show you how. So it's a funny looking thing, but you're on the spot. So they're right next to you. For the first 3 rounds. She could easily walk, depending on the space too. Otherwise, you're looking for gaps and you're making a fool of yourself. Okay, good. That is Ramadan, right? Shows vigor and strength. And you're saying, Ya Rabbi, even I'm tired now, I'm making effort for you, Ya Allah. There was an initial reason before why the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did it, because the Quraysh, in the 70 years, they were observing. And they didn't want them to get any ideas of attacking the Muslims. They wanted to show even though they came from far, they were still strong. Get the idea? Naam. So it's stuck as part of the Sunnah. Now continue. Right. How the Tawaf begins. Istilam. Istilam is when you're in line now with the Kaaba. The Kaaba is on your left. If you can touch it, which you won't be able to because of the crowds there, you touch it as a start. But from afar, with open palms, you point towards it and you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. That will technically be your istilam. Where you're greeting, you're touching the Kaaba. And can you understand now technically why some scholars understand that in our daily salah, why we raise our hands? How do you raise your hands in salah? Like this. And what direction are you facing? The Kaaba. Think about it. So now you're as close as you can be. You start your tawaf. It will be like this. You're looking. There's the green fluorescent. You're coming closer. There's the black stone. Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. And you go. That's all. And you start. Some people say with your left foot, but because there's no line, you can't see what's your right foot. You just say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and you move with the right foot. No problem. It's a technicality. It does not affect the validity of the Umrah. Continue. Do not stop. What to say at a read during Tawaf? Now, any of you have a book ready for du'as of Tawaf? Are you planning on getting a book for du'as on Tawaf? You can, but there is no specific recommendation except one. And that the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself engaged in. And I'm going to give it to you now. You can make, you can, my recommendation, especially for your first Tawaf, the simpler the better. Now your leader, you will agree with him what he's going to do. Depending on the size of the crowd, the size of the group. Sometimes he's going to lead and you can't hear. Or he's going to lead but you can't hear clearly. And you're going to worry, but I'm not saying it right. Or am I saying it right? Or I missed that part. You're going to be stressed out. If you can't, you engage in your own remembrance. You engage in your own prayer. Like I said, what is generally said and even prepared in books are recommendations to keep people busy and to have some guide regarding what to do. But nothing has been specified in the Tawaf except one thing. Continue. So my recommendation, especially for your first time, the simpler the better. You can recite generally known prayers, your general prayers that you know. Stay with me, you can recite. Ya Rabbana, so any du'as you can. Or selected prayers you can, selected ones you can. Or you can recite Quran. Or you can specify certain rounds for certain forms of remembrance. Now, say Subhanallah. The green here is what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was heard saying in his tawaf. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Tahleel is La ilaha illallah. Tahleel is one word for La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Hawqala is one word for La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. These five. Say with me. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That is sufficient. You want to add Al-Ali Al-Azim? Fine. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ was heard only saying this over and over again. Prophetic preference. Reflect on the meaning. Subhanallah means glory be to Allah. It means Allah is without any flaw or deficiency. Alhamdulillah means all praise be to Allah. La ilaha illallah means there is no God but Allah. Allahu Akbar means Allah is greater than everything. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There's no might and there's no strength except with Allah, through Allah, by Allah. I think somewhere in here you get the meaning again. But stay with me. You can make istighfar, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, you can. You can sing salawat on Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you can. Sometimes I make one round with one dhikr. Another round with another dhikr, and the last 2 or 3 with dua. You can if you wish. There's nothing specified except he did not compel his companions to do this. He was heard doing it. Are you with me? Is that easy? Tamam. Now it becomes interesting. Stay with me. Yes. Look. From the black stone, how many sides does the Kaaba have? 4 sides. From the black stone to the Hijr Ismail, that's one side. Around the Hijr Ismail is the second side. From the Hijr Ismail to the Rukn Yamani, I will show you a design of the Kaaba now. That's the third side. The fourth side is from the Rukn Yamani back to the black stone. Good? Back to the black stone. You need a visual? I'll show you the visual. Now, do that as you walk along the three sides of the Kaaba. From the black stone to the Hijr Ismail, around the Hijr Ismail, to the Rukn Yamani. Do the dhikr, do the recitation, do whatever du'as you wish. And you got the prophetic preference. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And you think of the meaning, and you say it with conviction, and you say it heartfelt, and you research this meaning and think about it again, and practice this daily. When you say Subhanallah, think of the meaning. Allah is perfect. Allah is not how people describe Him to be. They give Him human attributes, wa la'iyadu billah. No, He's above that. Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah. Think about it again and again. Now what do you do with the fourth round? Along the fourth side, between the Rukn Yamani and the black stone, from the Rukn Yamani to the black stone, you must repeat, Rabbana, Atina, Fid Dunya, Hasanataw, wa Fil Akhirati, Hasanataw, wa Qina, Adhab an-Nar. You repeat that, and you'll have chance, depending on the crowd, you either have opportunity to say it twice or thrice or sometimes 4 times, depending on how slow or fast you move between the Rukn Yamani and the black stone. That is one round done. Now just the next pick. Okay, so you see, black stone here in front. First side, Hijr Ismail. Second side, around Hijr Ismail. Third side, from the Hijr to the Rukn Yamani, they're on the side. And then, fourth side here, from that side there to the black stone, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. Is it clear there? Good. Istilam, touching the Rukn Yamani, has been recorded by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You with me? What is istilam? When you touch, or you from afar you point and you say Bismillah Allahu Akbar. It is sunnah as well if you wish to. It's not an issue. Some don't do it. When you come to the Rukn Yamani, with your right hand alone, you just Bismillah Allahu Akbar, and you start to Rabbana atina fid dunya. And when you come to the end, okay, when you come to the end, you have to make your istilam again, Bismillah Allahu Akbar, to start your second round. But now, I just want to pause here. My father said I must mention this, it's very important. Consider the potential wisdom behind the dhikr and the prayer between the two corners. If you were to engage in Subhanallah, Walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim, all the time around, you're glorifying Allah, you're praising Allah, you're proclaiming His greatness, you're confirming your belief in Tawheed, you're confirming that you depend on Him, there's no might and strength except through Him. Do you understand that you are doing it in hope that you're drawing His favor? So when you're moving from Rukn Yamani to Hajr al-Aswad, you're asking, Rabbana atina fid dunya, oh Allah, oh our Lord, grant us all that is beautiful and good in this world, and all that is beautiful and good in the year after, and save us from the punishment of the fire. You are drawing His favor all around, and here you're asking for more than what you could ever specify. For more than what you could ever specify. Do you get the idea? That dua in that space is all inclusive. It like caps off every round, caps it off. Yes, you have individual needs and you'll have time to request and present those needs, but this is all encompassing. See the prophetic wisdom. Do you get that there at the back? All clear? Tamam. Okay. The next one, Fahmi. You may speak during the tawaf. Continue. Speaking during the tawaf does not invalidate it, but try to limit your speaking. Yes? Cell phone use, people will take out their cell phone and start answering calls. I've seen it. And you want to try to keep it pristine. It's not going to break the tawaf, but it's not, you're losing focus. And taking some pics, maybe in other tawafs, yeah, but afterwards you can take. But initially you want to be as focused as can be. You came all the way, you don't want to be connected, still connected to the world or to the creation. You want to try to connect more with the Creator. Okay? But it does not break. And because speaking does not invalidate the tawaf, you are allowed to make specific prayers in English if you wish, or in Afrikaans, whatever language you are comfortable, because you have needs. And Allah is the creator of all languages and understands your needs. And He loves that you express and present your needs to Him. So it's allowed. Why I'm saying, because some people are worried, what can I say? Maybe I say this like in Salah. Unlike Salah, speaking will break. Tawaf is not broken by you speaking. You are just cautioned to do less of, or rather not to engage in any unnecessary talk. You want to tell your wife, there's a gap, or come back, or let's get corral together, men. You want to say, you speak to your colleagues or fellow travelers, it's allowed. You with me? Ah. Do I still have your attention? Good. Continue, Fahmi. When you reach the corner of the black stone, this is now after your first round, you do as you did at the start of the tawaf. What did you do at the start? Bismillah Allahu Akbar. So the Kaaba still on your left, black stone there, green fluorescent light, Bismillah Allahu Akbar, and you start with your second. As simple as that. Continue to your second round and proceed in the same manner until you've completed 7 rounds. Easy as that. Good? Now, right? Kissing the stone. For all the times I went, I never kissed the stone. Timing was off, and generally large crowds, you're going to be hurting someone or you don't want to disturb, etc. It's not a major thing. You with me? It does not affect the Umrah and the validity of the Umrah. If you can as a group, want to push through, rugby manna or whatever, help Makkah. I remember Shaykh Salih Abadi one year was there in Makkah and Aslam Tawfi was there the same year. So Shaykh Abadi was found crying one day. Found crying. So they asked him, what bekeer Shaykh? He said, ek verlang om die Hajj Aswad te soen. So he said, Sheikh, vanaan die tyd, ons gaat vir Sheikh neem. He got the other big guy also, rugby manna, scrum manna, and they took Sheikh through. But we don't have that strength. And then Umar radiallahu anhu, there's a hadith, and you will find the hadith in this book, inshallah, regarding the black stone. Read and research what Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised Umar with regarding the stone. Check later. Okay? Not a major thing. Check later. Continue. Last time, we go back quickly. Okay. Now look, the mataf is going to be full at times. Here's a tip from experience, and tell me if this makes sense. You went on your way, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, because you're ending now. The tip here is, do your 7th round, but go wide. You know why? So mana don't plan. So they finish, and they close to the Kaaba. Now they have to walk through the people across. You're moving. They want to come across you. And I want you to do that in Vietnam. I want a few men to stand here, and I want the other men to feel that. You need to feel the physical thing. The theory is one thing, but you're going to see other side of people there. And then there's queer men, they come from other places in the world, but sometimes they don't see you. They just want to get out because they also worry they must meet the rest of the group or whatever. You with me? So they hurt you or they cause a split in your group. So you need to know when you must stand fast. You need to know when you can stand back. It's life. And check on the reflections of Tawaf there. Tawaf teaches you issues of life. 7 rounds, 7 days of the week. Things happen. Some people are accommodative, some people are not. Check it there. Okay? But, so go wide in the 7th round. Why? Why must you go wide? You see, when you come around, after the 7th round, you want to be behind the Maqam Ibrahim. Can you see here on the corner, this corner here, stay with me. This corner here is the black stone. This is where your tawaf ends. You want to be behind the Maqam Ibrahim. This gold thing here is the stone that has the footprints of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam. They embedded from the time he raised the foundations of the Kaaba. You want to be behind it, so you come wide. Move, Fahmi. Right? You have thus completed the official part of the Tawaf. Yes, move. When you are done with your 7th round, make your way behind the Maqam Ibrahim alayhi salam and perform 2 sunnah units of Tawaf. You made your 7 rounds. You're officially done with the 7 rounds. It's official Tawaf. But concluding it with the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is by performing the 2 units of Sunnah behind the Maqam Ibrahim. Directly behind? No, it can be anywhere behind. Some people want to start right there and they in the path of the people performing Tawaf. No, you go behind. Right? Now show there's a beautiful pic. Men should remember, for the entire Umrah, for the entire Tawaf, this, remember? So there at the back. We need to answer something. Okay, good, but stay with me. The men were like this, right? You made Ramal in the first 3 only. In the other 4 you walking normal. But you're still like this in the other 4. Now you went wide behind the Maqam Ibrahim, you must make the Sunnah. You must remember to cover him. Good? Men. Okay. Now, how will it look generally? It will look like this. The Maqam Ibrahim is somewhere there. You at the back here, you perform your what? Before Sunnah. You see lots of people in Umrah, they have selfies from this spot here. Because the tawaf is no klar, they made their sunnah before they go for sa'i, now they take a picture because, yeah. But at least they never had their phones out during the tawaf. Attraction towards the Kaaba is natural. Feeling an attraction towards the Kaaba is natural. However, if you don't feel anything, don't panic. Make dua. You can't force an emotion. Some people are waiting, they get nervous. Maybe I'm going to feel it, maybe I'm not going to feel it. What am I going to feel? If you don't feel anything, because you yourself, and sometimes you're tired. You with me? You're hungry, you're thirsty. Or you're just tired, or it's so much anxiety, you just numb. You with me? Sometimes emotions develop over time. Like with people. If you don't feel anything, don't worry. And don't think something's wrong with you. You make dua, Ya Rabbi. Soften my heart, open my heart, grant me the reality of the space I'm in, etc. You think of the history, you read, you think of the history, who was here before, what was done here before, what the structure itself went through over the ages. What does it signify? What is this Kaaba's connection with all the similar houses in the seven skies? There's something there in the book, check. It's a portal beyond this worldly space to the seven skies and beyond this Kaaba. What does it symbolize? Good. If you don't feel anything, no problem. But read parts of the book, inshallah. And then, that's how it looks in the day, more or less. You're done with tawaf, you're behind the Maqam Ibrahim, find a spot, you make your 2 rak'ah sunnah. And there's a recommendation, Nabi Muhammad ﷺ recommended, in the first rak'ah of the 2 units, if you know, you recite Surah Al-Kafirun. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, la a'budu ma. After your Fatiha, obviously. And in the second unit, you recite Fatiha and Qul huwallahu ahad. However, if you forget, it doesn't matter. You recite Fatiha only, it's okay. You with me? It doesn't affect the validity. It does not affect the validity of the Umrah. Are you with me? Stay with me. That's a recommendation. Continue, Fahmi. You read about the reflections on the tawaf, because it's a unique ibadah. You don't go here walking around things here. You perform your salah 5 times a day. You fast in Ramadan. You give your zakah, you charitable, you recite Quran. But just walking, and that's ibadah. Allahu Akbar. Some people struggle to reconcile what it is. In 2019, we were in our 3rd round, Umrah, Tawaf. And a gentleman, tall man, he's a Palestinian, but he's living in Pretoria for a few years now, more than 20 years. And both in Ihram. We come around the 3rd round, Ibrahim, and he touches me. And we're busy with dhikr, he touches me and says, Sheikh, he says, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, what do you mean? He says, I'm not connecting. I don't know. Why are we doing this? In the tawaf, he's asking me. And it's in Ihram. So I had to speak to his mind, 1, 2 things. I said, just focus on this, focus on this. And afterwards we'll chat further. People struggle. I mean, I'm a big man. I sit behind a desk. I have an office. I have business. I have that. I have things I do. Now I'm walking around. What is this? Ancient ritual. You would think by then his mind would have been made up already. But you never know you don't know people's circumstances. Only by the 2nd, 3rd day he chatted with me and he cried. He said, I feel it now. I understand now. So it takes time. You with me? Okay. Continue. After completing your sunnah of tawaf behind the Maqam Ibrahim, you may remain seated for some dua, and then the first half of your umrah is done. Because the other half is the sa'i. Okay? And the sa'i, you need more reflection. Drink some zamzam. And Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said that the water of zamzam is forever you drink it for. Make dua before you drink it. Continue. Make dua before you drink it. Yeah, the niyyah, again, the niyyah for the sunnah of that, after the tawaf, doesn't have to be verbalized. You are intending to perform sunnah after tawaf, that's your niyyah. If you want to say, nawaitu sunnata salati tawaf, you can say, nawaitu. Or you can say, nawaitu salata at-tawaf. Bas. Raka'atayn lillah, you can add. But it's not a requirement in that space. Your heart guides you, your heart is intending, you are intending. You with me? But you can if you wish. Just to sometimes the words help the mind to realign. Helps the mind to realign. There you have your tawaf concluded. Now, what's the end here? Drink some zamzam, you'll see from that spot there are zamzam cans, and you'll see a sign. It will show you the mas'a. To the mas'a. What is the mas'a? The area of sa'i. Say mas'a. It's the area of Sa'i. Say Sa'i. Sa'i literally means to make effort. You're going to push now. You thought that Tawaf, comparatively, Tawaf is the easier of the two for many. Tawaf is the easier of the two rituals for many. You're going to have to dig deep, and you have to make the end your best. And you know what will give you strength? Is your dhikr. You're going to have to proclaim that belief in Allah. And you will dig deep, and you will push. You with me? Yeah, continue. You will see many signs. You will see many signs like these all over. And if you have your tour guide, unless you get split or separated from your group, you will just know where to meet them. They'll all go there. And there's one point, Mount Safa. You with me? Continue for me. Right? You proceed up the ramp to Mount Safa. You will see Safa starts like this. You will see those signs everywhere. English, Arabic, and Urdu, I think. It starts by Safa. No one will generally end up by Marwa. It's too far out. Safa is the closest side to the Haram, so you'll start there. Okay, and you know the history. Sayyidah Hajar, alayhi salam, lived there with Ismail, etc. And now she went from the one mount to the other, looking for help and praying to Allah. And in the end, the Zamzam was accessed. Good. Continue. This is the least you can do. Now, I'm going to show you a few things, and don't be intimidated. There's lots more that is encouraged to be said in the Sa'i than the Tawaf. Lots more. The least you can do to start, if you're alone, if you're with a guide, they will help you. Repeat after them, etc. But if you're alone, the least you can do is from Mount Safa, you mount it like you saw. You see, it has a like a 10-15 meter incline. It's not like a mountain you have to climb. It's a fairly low incline. Not that difficult. The only thing that's difficult is it's filled with small tiles. It might get to your feet a bit. You have to soak your feet afterwards, inshallah, for Allah's sake. Small tiles. It helps for the grip. If it was larger tiles on the incline, you may slip. It helps with the grip. If it was not like that, you may slip. Good? Just don't trip. So now, or flip, kanala. So now, the least you can do is, once you're on Mount Safa, face the Qibla. You'll be able to see the Kaaba from there. You'll be able to see the Kaaba from Mount Safa. Face the Qibla, say make tahleel, meaning La ilaha illallah. Say Allahu Akbar thrice and praise Allah. So like this, La ilaha illallah. Say it. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Walillahi alhamd. That last one there again, Walillahi alhamd. That's the least you can do to start. The Nabi Muhammad said this. He said additional things like, say go for it. This is additional. La ilaha illallah. Say it. Wahdahu. La sharika lah. Lahul mulk. Wa lahul hamd. Yuhyi. Wa yumitu. Wa huwa. Ala kulli. Shay'in qadir. Now wait first for me. Why I highlighted that first part, those three lines, the fourth kalima, it's referred to as the fourth kalima. This is the recommended section or selection of remembrance during the entire Sa'i. You can make any other forms of remembrance. Nabi Muhammad said that the Tawaf and the Sa'i has only been instituted so that Allah can be remembered more. You can engage in any form of remembrance. In the Tawaf, what's the recommendation? Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. You with me? In the Sa'i, this is recommended again and again. La ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd, yuhyi wa yumit, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. What does it mean? We'll come to the bottom. But this is now at the start of the Sa'i. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also said this. You with me? The previous slide was the least you can say before you start. This is an addition if you wish to. Some more, the Nabi said, say here, La ilaha illallah, say it. Wahda, anjaza, wa'da, wa nasara, abda, wa hazamal, ahzaba, wahda. Right? Look at the meaning. There is no God but Allah alone. He has no partner. For Him is the kingdom and all praise. He gives life and causes death. And He is all powerful over everything. That is the recommendation throughout the Sa'i. The additional piece, there is no God but Allah alone. He fulfilled His promise. He assisted His slave. And He defeated the armies by Himself. More, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also was heard reciting, next, reciting this, Inna Safa, say it, wal Marwata, min sha'airillah. It's a verse of the Quran. You see a reference, you can check it later. He was also heard saying this. Some will say this and want you to repeat it. Sometimes they say this as they're walking up the ramp to Safa. So it's done. Why? You don't want to stand too long on Safa too before you move. You do not want to stand too long on Safa before you move while others are coming. You with me, Mr. Muhammad? Good. So sometimes they say these things as they're going along, and once you're on the mount, you just say, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd, and we move. And then some say this as well, Nabda'u bima bada Allahu bih. Nabi Muhammad was asked when they came to Safa, where must we start? Must we start from Safa or must we start from Marwa? So the Nabi says, we start with what Allah has started with. What did he mean in the ayah? Allah mentioned Safa first, so we start by Safa. The Nabi said this. It doesn't affect the Sa'i at all. Just for the barakah of saying what he said right there, they say it as well. You get the idea? Now you move. Stay with me now. We're in the Sa'i, you're going to push, dig deep. You finish your tawaf, you came by the train or bus or whatever, or you came straight from Jeddah through. You sat lang there in the Kaab, laat nachte with the people coming to visit you. And you went straight to Jeddah, and then to Makkah. Now you're there, finish the tawaf. You're going to have to dig deep, drink Zamzam, breathe deeply, remember to breathe. Maybe you can have a date or two. You can eat. You can have a date or two with you. You can eat, eh? Have a date or two with you just for some sugar, some energy, and you move. Now, proceed down the mount towards Marwa. Proceed down the mount. It goes to the right towards Marwa. The first thing you're going to find a green lit area like this. In the green lit area, the men again have to make ramal, jog. And what they're going to say it there. Rabbi ighfir warham wa tajawaz amma ta'lam innaka antal a'azzul akram. It's beautiful. I love this dua. Rabbi ighfir warham wa tajawaz amma ta'lam innaka antal a'azzul akram. You say that under the green lit area. And I want you through, yeah, that's the meaning. Once you're through, you proceed with various forms of remembrance. That green lit area is about 7 to 10 meters. I'm going to check the exact length. With me? Now you continue to Marwa. There's no green lit area, you're walking. And you do whatever dhikr, but the fourth kalima is recommended. You with me? And you come to Marwa. You have now completed one round. Once you ascend Marwa, it's again a slight, Marwa's incline is a bit higher. But more steep, but not too bad, Ajay. But steep, but not too bad. And for those with wheelchairs, they don't go right up. They go to a particular point and they start down again. They reach the point, into the mount and back. They don't go up with wheelchairs. Tamam. From Safa to Marwa is one. On Marwa, face the Qibla, you say La ilaha illallah. You say Allahu Akbar like you said before. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Wallahi alhamd. You can make dua, you can say the fourth kalima, but you have to move on now. From Safa to Marwa is one. Right? You proceeded back to Mount Safa. Now, Fahmi, where's the next? Facing the Qibla, there are lines on Mount Marwa showing you what way the Qibla is. If you want to face the Qibla, it's easy. Are you with me there? Easy. Now, from Safa to Marwa is one. Safa to Marwa, that's one. From Marwa back to Safa, that's two. There was a person my father met who made 14 Hajj. And only after completing the 14, then they went to ask someone, was they recht? So Safa, Marwa 1, Marwa, Safa 2, and then Safa, Marwa again 3, 4. So where are you going to end with your 7th? You're going to end by Marwa. Get the idea? Okay. Continue. Now, back with me, stay with me. Safa, you came down, you had the green lit area. You ended up by Marwa. Marwa, you're coming back for your second time to Safa, Marwa down to Safa. You're going to face the green lit area again. But now it's closer to Safa. Do you understand that? The green lit area is on both sides. It's when you start down Safa and before you re-ascend Safa. It's there again. And the same thing must be done. Rabbi ighfir warham wa tajawaz amma ta'lam innaka antal a'azzul akram. Good, over and over. Continue, Fahmi. This will be repeated in every round. You go down Safa again for your third round, you get the green, you speed up again, and Rabbi Ghfir. You go to Marwa, you face the Qibla, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. You can make a dua if you want, you can say the fourth kalima again if you want, but depending on the crowd, you can move too. Go for your fourth, go for your fifth, Safa, Marwa, go. Continue, Fahmi. You are encouraged to do the above whenever, yes, continue. Your seventh round will end at Mount Marwa, continue. End with dua, now you ended your seven, back and forth. Where we all finish at 7. Ameen. So now you're at the end there. There's no salah required here. You will see some people, when they finish their 7th, make sunnah. There's no sunnah recorded there. All that you need to do to conclude is make dua. You make dua either by yourself or led by the group leader, and then you congratulate each other. People here hug each other. People here feel what they must feel. You with me? And the exertion will put you in a beautiful space. Inshallah. Say inshallah. Good. But you're not out of Ihram yet. You're still in the state of Ihram. You completed your Tawaf, you completed your Sa'i. Continue, Fahmi. To come out of the state of Ihram, you need to cut, trim or shave your hair. For the men, shaving is encouraged. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made special dua for those who shave. But if the man is shy, you can just trim, okay? It's about losing all form of vanity and doing it for Allah's sake. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I'm defined by my clothing. And sometimes I'm defined by my hair. With me? So there you're like everyone else. You just, Ya Rabbi, it's all about you, it's not about me. It's about you, Ya Rabbi. Simple things, but they have an effect on the heart, they have an effect on the mind, they have an effect on your spirit. And it's once in your life, if it is. Do not, man. You with me? But it's fine also if you just trim. And then, ladies may merely need to cut a short piece, like the fingertip. Ladies need to cut a fingertip. Now, remember, there's discussions in fiqh regarding this. In the state of Ihram, are you allowed to cut anything? Kill anything? Change anything? No. Right? So therefore, the recommendation, strong recommendation is, when the husband is still in the state of Ihram, and women also, sometimes you see women doing this, and some allow it, but this is the preference is. When you're in the state of Ihram, you can't cut the hair of someone else because you're in the state of Ihram. So the preference from experience is, when the men are done, come for me? Yeah, after you now cut the hair, etc., there's a recommendation here, one more year, right? Come here. For ladies. Also for privacy. The woman doesn't want to expose herself anywhere. So what's recommended? Either in a corner or when you're back in the hotel. The woman she's with her husband, with the group. He has his hair shaved or trimmed. So go back to the hotel room, and now he's out of the state of Ihram. He takes a small scissors and he cuts a short piece of her hair. Bas. Then it's all at peace. You want to get into issues of difference of opinion, that's up to you. You speak with your guide and you see what is best. Sometimes they will do it summa there by Marwa, then it's done. But sometimes other women who are out of Ihram offer you. But look, it's from there to your hotel, it's not like a long walk. And what's the rush? You'll only be able to wash and get out of it in your hotel anyway. But now to make it as if it's an urgency. You'll find a woman coming, and you may even find, on your way out, some youngsters around there wanting to cut because they want maybe a tip. You may find. It's not always the case, but you may find. They may not ask, but they will stand there, wacht after they cut now. Wat gaat jy maak? Ya Rabbi. Okay, so stay with me. Now, with that, you have thus completed an Umrah. In your Ihram, got to Makkah, performed Tawaf, got to do the Sa'i, and you dug deep, you finished it. You with me? And your nafs is going to fight you. From Safa to Marwa, you're going to think, yo, just one. 6, nog 6. 6 more, your nafs is going to fight you. So then you come down, second one, back to Safa, yo, again after. You think of Hajar bare feet, or that time out in the sun, daylight. And you look later, you have a hotel to go to. Whether it's aircon or fans, whatever, it's okay, different. You with me? You push through. It's now, I came for this. I came all the way, Ya Rabb. And you dig deep and you see what your potential is, for Allah's sake. And when you're done, alhamdulillah, you come out of it, for loss, klar. Last. Okay, recap. Then you have your break. Recap, go with it. 1, done the ihram. Sunnah, dua, and niyyah de miqat. Right? Talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. And then, check in when entering Makkah for the first time. Start the Umrah with Tawaf. Sunnah behind the Maqam Ibrahim, Sa'i, and then last but no way least, shave, trim, or cut hair to exit the Ihram. Some of you feel like clapping hands now. Make takbir. Say Allahu Akbar. Okay? And I didn't plan it like this. I could not judge the time. So alhamdulillah, it fitted in this section. Make dua for the rest that it's also filled with barakah. Alhamdulillah. Okay? That was 50 minutes and you gave me your attention. For all of it, alhamdulillah. Okay? You may stretch your legs again, go to the loo, take some snacks, and we'll recommence at 12. Stop the look. Bismillah. Tawaf and Sa'i done. And we are out of Ihram. We can wear other clothing. Women can wear what they wish. Men can wear what they wish. It's done. We are now performing our salahs in the Haram as much as possible. We are engaging in activities. And there's one activity that we need to make a concerted effort to do as much as possible of once we're there. One activity that is not allowed anywhere else on the planet, only allowed there in Makkah. We should do it as much as possible, and that is the Tawaf. Tawaf at any time is allowed. Move with it, right? Nafil Tawaf, a voluntary Tawaf, right? It doesn't have to be a specific niyyah. You can say, Nawaitu Tawaf naflin, or nafla tawafin. Nawaitu nafla tawafin, or tawaf naflin. Either way, doesn't matter. Whether you say it or not from your heart, or you say it in English to Allah, I intend to make a nafil tawaf. There are differences of opinion regarding whether you can make a tawaf on behalf of someone else. Just like a salah cannot be made on behalf of someone else, the preferred opinion is that the tawaf is also yours to make. You can make dua for people inside. You can make dua for people after. Allah must send them a share of reward, for example. But it is your ibadah, your act of worship. It is yours that you made effort for, just like your salah. You can make it whenever. It requires wudu. Your 7 rounds around the Kaaba, as you did before, with your istilam, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, all the same. Rabbana atina, from Rukn Yamani to Rukn to the Hajj al-Aswad, etc. All the same. And you're in your normal clothing. You can wear a hat, you can wear without hat, kufiya. Some people wear pants and shirt, but you want to look presentable, etc. You with me? There is an issue now, and we discussed this, where, I don't know if it's still going to be when you go, but over the last 2 years, they would not allow people who are not on Umrah to access the mataf. So we found some people, just to get to the mataf, some men, because the women gain access. The women can go like they want. But the men, you find some men, they don't want to perform tawaf on the ground floor, on the first floor, on the roof, because it takes too long. So they done the ihram, but they're not in ihram. Just to get past the authorities to get to the mataf. I personally am not comfortable with it. However, there are scholars and senior scholars who allow it with reason. I would suggest you discuss it with your group, discuss it with your leader, see what the preferred modus operandi is. And then at the end of the day, despite what is decided, you as an individual still have a choice. You with me? There was a question regarding footwear. Yes, you're allowed to, firstly, the footwear with tawaf, or rather with ihram is, you can wear sandals and shoes. The only requirement is your ankle should not be covered. So nothing like a boot or completely covered. Okay? The ankle should be open. And you are allowed footwear in the tawaf. You're also allowed footwear in the sa'i. And in certain spaces like in Bin Dawood, you find these tawaf shoes specifically made for tawaf. It just covers most of the bottom of your foot with a slight tilt over the top. Slight. It's allowed. Especially for those who have sensitive feet or flat feet. Okay. So, tawaf as much as possible. It is a unique act of worship. Stay with me. Tawaf, unique act of worship, and you start loving it. May we all start loving it. only to be performed there. And read about it, think about it. What's the significance of tawaf? What are you doing while you're busy with? And what are you connecting with while you're doing it? Do it as much as possible. It is the best that you could do whilst there. After you finish an independent tawaf, stay with me. There's no sa'i required between Safa and Marwa. No, 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 no. Safa and Marwa is only after tawaf. That's part of a Umrah. And sa'i is only required also in the Hajj days. A general tawaf is only your 7 rounds. You have wudu, 7 rounds, and you make a sunnah behind the Maqam Ibrahim and dua, and you're done. You with me? You time yourself, sometimes in the morning after Fajr, sometimes at night, sometimes in the day, sometimes Dhuhr time. People don't like to go because of the sun, but you try. You with me? And other times in the evening, you find your gaps. Move, Umrah, yeah. And sa'i can't be done independently without a tawaf. No, no, no. Unique situations. If you wudu breaks during your tawaf, or you have to relieve yourself, go to the loo, and the toilets are outside, right? You may do so, you may go. And when you come back, the preferred opinion is that you may merely, if not too much time has passed, you just went to take wudu again, or went to relieve, take wudu and come back, you may re-continue from the round that you were busy with. If you want to restart, it's up to you. But if no much time, if not much time had passed, you may merely continue from where you left off. Right? Tip, carry a spray bottle like this. I'm excited now, right? Spray bottle, you can use to refresh yourself if it gets too hot, right? Or you can use it to take wudu. You don't have to go all out. If it's only wudu that broke, maybe you release gas or something, or you fell asleep, you dozed off, I don't know, right? So you can take wudu right there in the corner, your face, your hands and arms till your elbows, your head and your feet. Done. Helps. Okay? Now, wudu breaking by touch. Shafi'is are staunch that if the husband and wife touch skin to skin, wudu breaks. Research this, discuss it with your colleagues, discuss it with your imams, your sheikhs, your maulanas. In the Shafi'i madhab itself, there is concession, especially for these spaces. Especially if the touch is involuntarily or the touch is without lust, without intention. And there are hadith that substantiate the opinion that the touch does not necessarily, the touch without lustful intention does not break. So think about this, discuss it, make a note, especially in that space there. Okay? And for other tawafs and all, the woman can wear niqab. She can wear what? Gloves and all as well. She can if she wants to. But in the Umrah with Ihram is different. Yes? If your tawaf is paused by a fard prayer, remember now, if your wudu broke, you come back, you start from the beginning of that round you were busy with. But if you in tawaf and the salah, so now the security comes onto the mataf and they start aligning people, make safs, and you're not done, say you're in your 3rd round, you're not done with the round yet, you're in the middle, you're by the Shaykh Ismail, for example, and they put you in a saf, now you must just stand there. You're halfway through. When the salah is done, you merely complete that round. You don't have to go to the start again. Is that clear? Okay. 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 What to do if you forget how many rounds completed? It could happen. Some people have a 7-bead tasbih. 7. So they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Others don't have. And it could be. So what happens is, the tawaf, if you forgot what round you're busy with, you deal with it in the same manner as what you do in salah. A 4-unit prayer like Zuhr, Asr, Isha, for example, you're doubting whether it's 3 or 4 or 2 or 3, you go with the lower number, the lesser number. Rather make an extra one than less than what is required. You get the idea? You doubt whether you're in the 4th or 5th, so you say, okay, it's the 4th. And just do 3 extra. And if it is at times, okay, husband and wife, you're going to be tested, right? Husband say 4, the wife say 5. No, what has you no mark? Now if she has proof, maybe she had the tasbih you never had, klaar gekom. But if there's doubt, you say, lovey, let's try my extra ene just in case. Vice versa, okay, you have to see. It might happen. Just prepare yourselves. So concentrate, inshallah, as best possible. Bottom here, going back to the sa'i that you did with the umrah. Sa'i, it's always, because you're still part of the haram, it's good to be in wudu. But if your wudu breaks in the sa'i, is no problem. Wudu is not a requirement for the validity of the sa'i. Wudu is a requirement for the validity of the tawaf. Good? Okay, continue. And these are basics. You read more up on these ahkam, but we're just getting the basics out of the way. Right. Another umrah or more. Okay. So you did your umrah. You're now in Makkah for 2 days. You're making tawaf. But now you feel strength again. You want to make another umrah. Meaning, you want to don ihram again. You want to go to the miqat again. You want to make your talbiyah again. You want to come into Makkah again. So you have to go out of Makkah first. Those who are in Makkah have to go to At-Tan'im. Right? At-Tan'im, don your ihram and take a taxi or bus to At-Tan'im. Tan'im is about 7 kilometers from Makkah. There's a masjid there called Masjid Aisha. Why? Because Aisha radiallahu anha done the ihram there and performed an independent umrah. In the 10th year after the hijrah, when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed the Hajj, when they entered Makkah, 4 days before the Hajj, around the 4th of Dhul Qa'dah, they entered with ihram for umrah, and Aisha was in her menses. She had a hayd. So she could not perform the umrah. By the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, when the days of Hajj came, she was out of her menses, so she performed Hajj. Hajj was done, they were going to leave Makkah to go back to Medina. She tells the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everyone is leaving with a umrah and a Hajj. I'm only leaving with a Hajj. He asked her, what would you like to do? She said, I would like to perform an umrah. So he called the brother, Abdul Rahman, and told him, take her to At-Tan'im, let her enter ihram there, and bring her in for umrah. So they all had to wait for her. The masjid there is named Masjid Aisha after this incident. So you don your ihram like you did there before in your hotel. You take a bus taxi, go to At-Tan'im, you make your sunnah there, make dua there, you say, Allahumma labbaika umrah. This is now your second umrah. And depending on your time there, so you come back in and you perform everything. You proceed as you previously had. You come to the haram, because now you don't have to go to your hotel first, you go straight to the haram. Right, your talbiyah ends, you come in, you can make dua when you see the Kaaba, or you can start with your tawaf, make your 7, make your sunnah, drink some zamzam, go to sa'i, you with me? And then you finish by Marwa. But now, if the man already had a bliss, wat gaat hy dan maak? No. See ya? What's next? Right? If you have previously shaven your head, symbolic movement. Meaning, if I had hair, ya Allah, I would have taken it off, but I don't have. Likewise, the man who already has a bliss, doesn't have any hair, in the initial round, it's a symbolic movement. Over the what? Over the head. To show, Ya Rabbi, if I had, I would have done this for your sake. Good? Naam, tafaddal. Okay, highly recommended. This is from experience. Again, you want to what? Get all your fard prayers in the haram. So you want to time your umrah in such a way where you don't miss a salah in the haram. So that's just a recommendation there. Such a way you don't miss early morning or after Isha is therefore always recommended. Or time yourself where you come in for Isha, you get Isha, and after Isha you. So all your works you got, for example. Okay, continue. Right. Salah of Janazah. Who has not performed a Salah of Janazah? Ladies. Has every lady performed here who's present here? Because generally the ladies don't get the opportunity to perform Salatul Janazah here. Okay? It's simple. Just open it, Fahmi. Open it. There's no bowing down. After every Salah, there's an announcement. As-salatu ala al-amwati yarhamukumullah. Salah on the deceased. May Allah have mercy on you all. After every salah, it's rare where you find the salah is done and there's no Salatul Janazah. Many people die in between and they get buried there in Makkah or Medina. So then, before the sunnah, you'll hear Allahu Akbar. 4 takbirs. After the first takbir, Fatiha. After the second takbir, salawat. And the salawat is, like you do in salah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallayta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammad. Check up. There's no bowing, no prostration. It's nothing to do with the umrah, but you're going to find that day. And you don't want to be surprised, ladies. Wat maak die mense? Ano salah wat osie van Viti? No, Salatul Janazah. You with me? At the back, ladies? Good. And if it is, Allah grant all long life, but if it is, you have the opportunity to perform Salatul Janazah here, try, just to get the experience. Don't want to be shocked. But you get so used to it there, you'll be hafiz of it when you're done. After the third takbir, there's dua. And the least you can say is, Allahumma ghfir lahum. Oh Allah, forgive them. Allahumma ghfir lahum. Right? My father actually says, you're allowed to make the niyyah in English, the niyyah, before you salah. You don't know, sometimes they announce there, it's one deceased. Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's children. Sometimes it's deceased and children. You don't know what they're saying because they don't know Arabic maybe. So you just make a niyyah, Allah, the salah is for the deceased. Even in English, if you want. Good? And then a basic dua you can also make is Rabbana Atina. And after the fourth is Taslim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In Saudi, based on their understanding of certain ahkam, they only make one Taslim. We are used to making two Taslims. They only say, for Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and then Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And they're quiet. You can complete your second two, if you wish. Tamam? Okay. And then Jumu'ah. Ladies will attend Jumu'ah there. Many ladies do not necessarily attend Jumu'ah here. Jumu'ah is a long talk in Arabic, two khutbahs. And the salah is like Fajr salah without the qunut. It's a loud prayer. 2 units and done. For the ladies especially. Because you're going to have opportunity to attend it there, inshallah. Okay, continue. What more? Okay, this is section 3. Section 1 was, why should I perform Umrah? Section 2 is, how do I perform it? We've done that. Section 3 is, what more can I do? Because I'm going to make my salah as much as possible in the haram, make some tawaf, but what more can I do? And would you believe me? There are people who don't know what to do with their time, you're going to go to the shops here, but you don't want to spend so much time. You do what you must and you carry on. How can you make it more spiritually productive? And I've heard someone saying that they got bored there. Bored. You are still tested with your ego there. You are still tested with waswas of shaitan there. You are still going to be tested by fellow man there. And you're still going to be tested by the dunya there. Stay with me. Your 4 tests. Your ego, your nafs. The waswas of shaitan, whispering of shaitan. Fellow man is a test. And this world is a test. So you don't want to waste time. And a javir cake, it's time to go. And you don't want to sit with regret. May Allah save us from regret. You're always going to feel, I could have done more, which is a good thing. But you must at least know at the end of the day, I tried my best, Ya Rab. I made time to eat, I made time to rest, but I tried my best, Ya Rab. Because you don't have work there. It's eat, drink, sleep, and ibadah. And then shopping in between. But it's minor. And you have your list for dina kri, Allah. But you're going for your ibadah. And you don't know if you're going to get the opportunity again. May Allah take us, Ya Rab. But we don't know. So if we're there, Alhamdulillah. And now what can I do here? Continue. Occupy your time. Tamam. Just general visitations. This is 2 days. They'll take you to Arafah. But you've got nothing to do. They just say, oh, this Arafah, okay. The Hujjaj come here, but not you. They take you to Muzdalifah, take you to Mina where the pelting happens. The stones with the pillars. But you're not going to do it. They just say, oh, this is it. Ziyarah. They take you to Al-Ma'la. Al-Ma'la is also known as Al-Mu'alla. It's the graveyard, the ancient graveyard in Mecca, where many are buried, including Sayyidah Khadija radiallahu anha, Nabi's wife, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our first mother. They won't stop, they'll drive past there perhaps and say, that's Ma'la. Other masajid, Masjidul Jinn, you can go into Masjidul Jinn, don't worry, it's no problem. But it's not that there's an imam or community of jinn there. Something happened there. At that spot, a group of jinn heard the Quran recited by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they accepted Islam. And Suratul Jinn was revealed because of it. So it's marked by a masjid now. Masjidul Shajara and others, there are many other spaces. And one of the most famous places they will take you to, and if you have time and the ability, you will climb it, or part of it. Jabalun Nur, where the cave is found, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the first revelation. That's there in Makkah, just out of Makkah. They will take you there. Either they drive past it or they will stop there and you can get out. You watch your time. Again, you want to be in the haram for dhuhr or for asr. You don't want to miss. But if it is out of your hands, alhamdulillah, Allah knows, had you been there, you would have gone. But you want to try to be at the haram. These are things they will take you to see. This will take 1 day or 2 days. Jabal Nur is 1 day by itself. The other is 1 day by itself. But now what more can you do? Quickly now, 7 things I want to give you. And you must try start doing it while you're at home. 7 things, but start trying to occupy your day, get a routine, a ritual of worship, a daily practice, ritual of worship whilst you're here. So when you come there, because the place won't make you, it's what you do, what you make of it. Because you're still yourself. So you're going to have to push. And you see, may Allah allow us to taste the sweetness of worship. But it's going to take practice. So, number one, make time for reflection. Think. We're too busy. And the cell phone and all keeps us all out there. We lose focus of who we are. Make time for reflection, introspection, and personal tawbah. Tawbah, repentance, and prayer. Time, yourself. You need time out. And you're going with a group, but you need time out. Good? Now, and then, and we see it's a communal activity, but it's an individual journey. General daily dhikr. What is recommended? What is recommended every day? 100 times astaghfirullah at least. 100 times any form of salutation on the Prophet ﷺ. Salawat. Stay with me as you dig deep. And last, 100 times la ilaha illallah. Daily. And the recommended times after Fajr and after Asr. Bukratan wa asila. The early part of the day and the last part of the daytime before the night comes. Recommended. You can make after every salah, you can make other times, but daily ritual, try. If you're going for Umrah, build up now already. Those three. Astaghfirullah, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, and La ilaha illallah. Good? Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, whatever you want more. But in Makkah, the recommendation is, because idolatry was there, and what did Nabi Muhammad ﷺ fight for in the beginning first? For people to say La ilaha illallah. So you coming from the tip of Africa, and you want to say, Ya Rabbi, I'm coming from down there, even though 15 centuries ago, people were defying your Prophet, and they were refusing to say La ilaha illallah, I'm coming all the way to say La ilaha illallah here. So you say that even more, and you have a daily go. Go to the thousands there with La ilaha illallah, in Makkah in particular. You with me? Because you're representing it. And then read if you have time, or listen to the Meccan part of the prophetic history. Recap on it. You're walking in that spaces, because you're going to see a place now that doesn't look like that. And once you enter the malls, you're going to forget you in Makkah. But you must remember, dis die plek wat hy gebeur het. The start of Islam here. So many things happen here, so you remind yourself. And then, number 4, recite Quran, because it's the land of revelation. We're reading it now here in Africa, but it was revealed, sir and sisters. So connect to the words and imagine yourself in that time as it was revealed. If you can't recite so much, listen to Quran and read of its meaning, contemplate its commentary, etc. So many things you have access to. And then your daily, so that day above is whatever you can recite. Try to make a khatam. If you can't, then your daily Quran. Surah Yasin in the morning, Surah Mulk, you with me? Surah Sajda 2, Surah Waqia at night, Surah Kahf on Friday. Try those selected chapters, make it count there, the land of revelation. That's number 5. Number 6, make some charity. This is now for fellow man. The first few was yourself. Your reflection and all. You with me? Your dhikr and all. Your reading of the Meccan history. Your daily Quran. You with me? And now, selected chapters and some charity. Help someone, if possible, or share something with someone. Sometimes you see, you're walking out, no? And you see generally people almost now focus in their own world. Or out of the blue. Out of the blue you find someone touching you and you look, and then they got some dates. They want you to take bucket dates. They're just sharing, and then they're going on the way. You don't want to know anything, don't want anything, just giving. You can be that person. And you never know, or you give some water out or some juices. You can be that person. You with me? Just one dua from that person makes your whole trip. Makes your whole life, makes your whole day. That must be the niyyah. And number 7, because the Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said that one salah in Makkah is equal to 100,000 elsewhere, he was general in his statement, meaning he didn't say one fard salah, he said one salah. Any salah you make. And there are so many you can choose from. Get used to it. Try it in the mornings and at nights. Find out what is Salatul Tasbih. Salatul Tasbih, Nabi Sallallahu said, if you can't make it every day, make it every week. If you can't make it every week, make it every month. If you can't make it every month, make it once a year. If you can't make it once a year, at least do it once in your lifetime. Salatul Tasbih. Check it. And the Nabi said, one salah in Makkah is equal to 100,000 elsewhere. Not only the fard, any salah you make. A nafil mutlaq, can you see there the third from the bottom? Nafil mutlaq is an unrestricted voluntary prayer. It's not connected to anything. You can make it any time. We don't normally do it. We think that salah has to have a particular niyyah. This mutlaq means unrestricted. You just say, Ya Rabbi, this is an unrestricted nafil. This is just for your sake, Ya Rabbi. You can make nawaitu nafil mutlaq or something like that. You can. But it's unrestricted. 2 rakat, and you carry on. Continue. So that's the 7 things. Right? Bonus. Special dhikr for when you enter the marketplace. Can you ever imagine that? Nabi Muhammad said, whosoever enters the marketplace and says this, Allah increases him in reward, removes of his sins, and elevates his spiritual status. La ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu, yuhyi wa yumit. That's part of the 4th kalima, right? But he added a line. The added line is the blue. Say here, wa huwa hayyun la yamut biyadihil khair. And then it ends, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. He added that. Learn this. And when you go to Canal Walk or KC or wherever you go now, try saying this here in the marketplace. When everyone's focused on the dunya, you said you're remembering Allah in those spaces, where most likely you might be the only person remembering Allah in those spaces. And you practice it. So why? So that even your time in the shops there can also benefit you in a spiritual way. Get the idea? Now, continue, Fahmi. Okay, try your best to limit cell phone use. Reminder, unless, okay, yes, last thing, don't waste any valuable time. Yeah, we know how distracting social media can be. And some of us have become addicted to it. And we have some series we never finished watching. Oh my yana. You don't want to use the time there to finish the series? Or to start a new series and get hooked? I must finish this before. Some people can't leave it without finishing it. Hours of our lives. And every hour is precious there, every minute is precious there. So try our best. There are cell phone access. There is cell phone access there. You have cards there, SIM cards and things, and you can keep in contact. But emergencies, inshallah. That's just a general reminder. Continue. Medina. The screen changed to green. Now, visiting Medina and doing whatever you intend to do in Medina does not impact the Umrah in the least. Meaning, going to Medina is not a requirement for the validity of Umrah. Umrah is your Ihram, performing Tawaf, Sa'i, and coming out of it. But you're so close, you want to benefit from that space there, and the way you walk, Sallallahu, and the Nur and Barakah found in that space. Right? So we go. It's an independent activity. What to do there? You go greet the Prophet Muhammad as much as possible. Now for the men, you will see, you enter Babu Salam, you go across, you greet and you carry on. Ladies will greet from another angle. Hajj, you know. Right? Other space. There are doors. What's the door? 34, 37. The ladies can enter from without having to book on the app. There's an app now they created just to control the masses. A Nusuk app. Your groups and your tour leaders, your guides will help you get that. They'll make group bookings for you to go into the Rawdah. The Rawdah is the area between Nabi Muhammad's house, where he's buried, and the Mimbar. He said, the space between my house and the Mimbar is a garden, a Rawdah from the gardens of Jannah. What's the reward for praying in there? Allah knows best. But people queue to pray there. They queued before, they used to crowd. Now there's a system. You make a booking, particular time, between 6 and 7. You find yourself at a particular spot, and they guide you in. You go in like 100 at a time. You have 10 to 15 minutes, nice and calm. I love the system. The only problem is, you're only allowed to do it once per year. They want to give other people opportunity. But going to greet, you can go greet whenever you want. Going to the road is one thing, greeting is something else. You with me? You don't need to make any booking there. Continue. So, this side here, so under the green dome is where Nabi Muhammad is. Abu Bakr is next to him, Umar next to him. The men enter from this side here. Babu Salam is this side. Yeah. And they walk right across, they greet, and they exit this side. You with me? The ladies have to enter from, there's a door somewhere this side, and they come that way. And they greet from this side. Or they come around and they greet from the Rawdah side. And the specific times when that pathway is cordoned off for ladies only. So you come there, they will tell you. The guides will tell you, these times are for ladies, that times are for men. Good? But now what more can you do? There's nothing else to do here. There's no Tawaf and Sa'i here. What more can you do? Greeting the Prophet ﷺ, As-salatu was-salamu. Say that. Alayka. Ya Rasulallah. You will learn it. That is the least you can greeting. Salutations and peace upon you, O Messenger of Allah. If you want to add, this is beautiful. Jazakallahu. Again, Jazakallahu عنا خيرا. It means, may Allah reward you well on our behalf. You're addressing him when you say that. There are more you can say. You have a book, you can go there with a bookie, but sometimes you won't have enough time to read it all out. So as you're walking, you say it. But the least you can say is, As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulullah. Greeting Abu Bakr. As-salamu alayka ya, say that. Khalifata Rasulillah. Peace be upon you, O successor of the message of Allah. And you say the same, Jazakallahu anna khaira. Umar. As-salamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. And you can say, Jazakallahu anna khaira. That's the least you can say. You with me? And you read the histories and you acknowledge. So the first circle here, you see above, Huna, right? As-salamu ala Rasulullah. Here is where you send salam on Rasulullah. That designates where his head is to be found. And here Abu Bakr, and here Umar. And generally, you walk from that side. So you come to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's space first, then Abu Bakr, then Umar. Good. The ladies will come from either this side or that side, from the Rawda side. And you just greet in general. Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah, Assalamu alaikum ya Abu Bakr, Assalamu alaikum ya Umar. Continue. Right, greeting those in Baqiyah. The cemetery is right there on the outskirts of what? Outskirts of the Haram. Sahaba buried there. Uthman and others, radiallahu anhum. A general greeting, you can greet like you normally greet by the graveyard. Check what is the prophetic sunnah greeting by any graveyard you pass. Assalamu alaikum ya ahl al-diyar min al-mu'mineen antum as-sabiqun wa nahnu inshallah. It's long and you need to get used to it. Or you can simply say Assalamu alaikum. Say that, the green. Ya ashaba Rasulillah. Peace be upon you, O companions of the Messenger of Allah. And then you say, Radiyallahu ankum ajma'een. You see, normally you say, Radiyallahu anhu. May Allah be pleased with him. Radiyallahu anha. May Allah be pleased with her. But here you there, you say, may Allah be pleased with you all. Good? Makes sense? Right. Baqi' looks like this. The graveyard looks like this. You see, there's the green dome. And there are times when it's open, you can enter. Okay? If it's not open, you can greet from outside. No problem. Continue. This is how part of the Rawda looks. The area between the house and the mimbar. It's also from the other angle. There's the mimbar. That gold steps encased there. It's part of the Rawda. Okay. So now beyond greeting Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and beyond trying to get into the Rawda, right? General ziyarat here, they take you to Masjid Quba. Masjid Quba is the first masjid built in Islam. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam built it there while staying for about from the Monday to the Friday in Quba before entering Medina for the first time. He had the masjid built. And Saturday mornings, he would walk from Medina to Quba to perform 2 rakah. It's about 3 kilometers, not that far. And there are like golf carts. It can be, I think it's 5 riyal or 10. It can take you there. And there's a nice neat path now from Masjid al-Nabawi to Quba and back. Masjid al-Qiblatain, where one salah was performed facing Al-Aqsa. And during the salah, they got information that the Qibla changed to Medina, to Makkah. So they changed. So it's known as the Masjid of the 2 Qiblas. You'll get this history. This is the general ziyarat activities. 1 day, 2 days. The trench, they take you to part of the trench. They take you to Uhud, where the second battle of Islam occurred when the Quraysh came to attack Makkah, attack Medina. Okay, just wait. I must also breathe now. When the Quraysh came to attack Medina, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, we cannot allow them into the city, we face them outside. So they faced them in Uhud. And the issue of the archers were left there, post there, all that happened there, they will take you there. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's uncle, his youngest uncle Hamza, is buried there. Radiallahu anhu. And Mus'ab radiallahu anhu and others, all buried there, Sahaba. And then Baqiyah, which is the graveyard, and a walking ziyarah around the Haram. They'll take you around the Haram, highlight certain spots and places around the Haram. But beyond these visitations, you're making your 5 daily prayers, what else can you do to occupy yourself? It's very relaxed in Medina. And Medina is an open plain, whereas Makkah is a valley. Medina is very relaxed. Okay, and I don't like people asking me, which city do you love more? Makkah or Medina? I can't compare. You can't compare. Each gives you something different. Continue. Alright? So, same thing. Reflection. general dhikr. But the dhikr to do the most of here in Medina is what? Salawat. Whatever form, just keep your tongue busy, keep your heart busy, keep your mind busy with salutation on Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Makkah, the one you must do more of is La ilaha illallah. In Medina, salawat. And then read the Medina section of the history. You walk in the space, in the place, right? Right? Quran, daily chapters. And then there, in Makkah, I have a habit, I try, beyond reciting general Quran, I try to see how many times I can recite, it's in Makkah, how many times I can recite Qul Wallahu Ahad. Why? Because Qul Wallahu Ahad, Surah Al-Ikhlas, presents the essence of Tawheed. And in Medina, besides other recitation of Quran and other things, I try to recite a lot Surah Al-Duha, Surah Al-Kawthar, and Surah Alam Nashrah. Right? Why? Because it deals directly with the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Try to break a record. See how many times you can recite Inna A'tainaka Al-Kawthar. And check the meaning and see what it stands for and what it deals with. Same with Wadduha, same with Alam Nashrah. Those are chapters everyone knows. Keep it on your tongue in between salawat. Give yourself a breather. Salawat a lot in Inna A'tainaka Al-Kawthar a bit. Salawat in Wadduha a bit. Salawat, try, see. Keep yourself busy. Continue. Make some charity as well, and then your additional prayers. All those additional salahs, the morning, the evening. What's the difference between Qiyamul Layl and Tahajjud? I put it on the previous list. Scholars will say generally Qiyamul Layl, the prayer of the night, is what you do when you extended the night before you went to sleep. Right? And Tahajjud is what you got up from sleep to pray before Fajr again. Try this and try that. And check your body and make time to sleep. Okay, so now, that's the section. General traveling tips. This is the last section. We don't have a barakah in our time. Stay with me, right? This has got nothing to do with your Umrah, but this is out of concern for each other that we're sharing this. And you'll hear this again, and people will come visit you, inshallah, as you gaat sit voor die Umrah. Agter julle gaat groet het. And you'll get advices, and you make note of them, and know that you will have your own journey. Again, whatever you're going to face, you must know. Even though you're going to be amidst maybe 1 million or so, whatever you're going to face has been decreed by Allah and designed by Allah especially for you. You are His guest, and He's the most generous host. And beyond giving of this dunya, it's about bringing the best out within you. Good. So take whatever tips you can. Now, if possible, get some walking in before you leave Kanala. You're going to be forced to walk there. Here it's out of the door in the car. Wherever you must be, the shop, till the car and out and in the car again and back. And I praat for myself, is I must also get some walking in. Good? And obviously some good footwear. And then you get packets like these. Yeah? It's for your shoes. It's Makkah and Medina, and we don't say people take shoes, but things can be misplaced. And things can be mistaken for theirs. Okay, you want to walk barefoot, you can ground yourself a bit. You heard about earthing? Earthing is good. Anyway, but you want to look after your possession, so keep it with you, even in the haram. Put it in front of you, etc. Tamam? And then, when sitting for visitors before leaving, pace yourself, Kanala. Don't forget to eat. If people come visit you before you leave for Umrah, man, sit late at night, you must eat, and you must drink, and you must get some rest in before you leave. Remember that? It's overwhelming. And people can see sometimes you're tired and sit a bit more, but okay. Take some vitamins, take some supplements, because they're excited too. People, you can't get excited for others. Isn't that beautiful that they get happy for your sake? But okay, consideration. When you're in Makkah and Medina, try to eat regularly. Sometimes it gets too hot and you forget to eat, or you don't lust to eat. No, force yourself to eat. And force yourself to drink. And hydrate. Take some supplements, multivitamins, listen to your body and rest. I know so many people who go to Medina first, they go all out, and when they come to Makkah for the Umrah, and they get sick. You're going to catch a cold perhaps. You with me? Can happen. But you tie your camel, and you pace yourself. You with me? Pace yourself. And yeah, there are pharmacies everywhere, and generally the pharmacists speak English. You're going to take some medication with, but you'll find some unique things there, and it's fairly accessible. Food franchises. You're going to find fast foods there, and I can't stop you from buying KFC. There's queues there and stuff. And you're going to find you want to try, what is the other? Al-Bake you want to try, and it's not so bad. And there's coffee shops and other things, but you want to try to eat healthy. You must sustain yourself well. The younger feel more strong, and the more mature feel more sensitive to things, but you have to think ahead, long run. You want to be able to do as much as possible, and your health is a requirement. Your body has a right over you. This is last day. Zamzam is key, yeah. Try your best to practice caution, nourish yourselves. Even last year I was there, when were we there? In Shawwal of this year. And now and then you see people wearing masks. I think at one point I also wore masks because I got to the masjid once and I had a mask in my bag or pocket, and I heard a lot of people coughing. A lot coughing. And covered. You can do it if you wish. Tamam. Last. Follow the group leaders' guidelines. Whatever they impart, based on experience or based on concern or based on particular plan, stick to it. If you have a difference of opinion, voice it in the space there. But the moment you move from the meeting or discussion, don't not change your mind by yourself. Ik kan my eie ding doen. Ek was hier gewissel. Ek kan mos dit verstaan. No. You're going to cause lots of unnecessary stress and anxiety. Okay? Comply. And then, if you're in a group, this has happened. Okay, ek het 'n man hier wat baie sterk is. We were walking together all in the group to a particular mission. We come there, he's missing. He didn't tell anyone where he was going to as well. Because he thought, okay, I know where the place is, I can catch up. But he's delaying the process. And then also it might be that he gets something happens to him and no one knew where he went. So it's different. You are independent here. Why I mention this is, there are specific considerations for a trip like this beyond the ritual and beyond your spiritual development that we think is logical. But some people need to be told and reminded. It's a different country, different space, different nationalities, there, different exposure. And those people in charge of your in charge of your affairs and things, they have responsibility. So you cannot just do your own thing. So consider those things, right? Then, this is a practical thing here. Take your universal charger or plug along. Their plug outlets are different to ours. It's more straight ones. Find out, check the universal charger. The outlets are not those round ones. Okay? You will need for charging your phones, etc. So take those things. You will find it accessible there too. Maybe purchase, but you have to look. Okay? But if you can take something with, take it with. Okay. Identify landmarks. Landmarks. The crowds will look like these at times. You can get separated. Always be alert. For certain times, you may easily be overwhelmed. I say that especially after prayers. Sometimes you're in the haram and you told each other after the salah, we're going to get each other there. But you misjudge yourself because after the salah, there's a crowd and there's bottlenecks. There's many doors at times in certain spaces. Medina's maybe more accommodative than Makkah. Sometimes Makkah in the escalators and things. And then there's a long period before you are reunited. Or that person there left the spot where you said you're going to meet because you took too long. He misjudged you. So be alert. What's the landmarks? And if you agreed on a spot, if you agree to meet on a particular place and you're the first person there, don't move. You with me? Because they're going to look for you. It makes sense. Wait until you are. And keep yourself busy with some dhikr or something. And if you have access, okay, obviously text. But things can happen. Battery dies or things aren't working. When I went in Shawwal, we were a group of 4. We all got cars by the same place. For the entire stay, my car didn't work. I went to 2 places in Makkah, they have it checked, it didn't work. They put in the other phone, it worked, in mine it didn't work. In Medina too, didn't work. I would have surfed and checked other things out. I was off the grid. I was off the grid to make dua that nothing gets delayed. I have to meet my wife in certain spots, but mine didn't work, and I paid for the thing. So it could happen, you know what I'm saying? If you agree on spaces and places and times, respect it. Continue. Crowds inside out. Look at this looks. You will be amongst those there. And people always tell you it looks sometimes intimidating from outside, but once you're in, you'll find spaces. Continue. Crowds in Medina too. This is outside Medina's haram. Continue. Remember, you will be Allah's guest, and He is the most generous host. Whatever you are going to face has been decreed by Him for you. I mention this to you, and this is important. I know myself, you know yourself, but there you're going to see yourself in certain spaces really being tested. You're going to get to know yourself better, or you're going to see another side to yourself. You didn't know yourself like you're going to see yourself there. So take your time. Don't be reactionary. My brother told me recently, there's a difference between reacting and responding. Now sometimes, me, I can take certain things. But if someone were to do something to my wife, like a push, unnecessarily, or to an elderly person, whom I know or do not know, that can get me even more agitated than had they done something to me. Now again, we can't change people. And remember the Asgaris there, those in charge, have the responsibilities. But in the moment, my rage might get me to say something that I can't take back. It might get me to do something that I cannot undo. So I have to practice from now already. Anything happens, I feel myself changing from within, boiling. Just breathe. Just think before I react. There's a difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is from emotion. Responding is from thought, from reflection. And that's where we're going to test it. We're going to be tested. If we go on here, see here, everything decreed is for our benefit, so we may learn and grow. We turn to Allah for clarity, for wisdom, for patience and strength. Now, last but no way least, we're going to deal with the Saudi nationals. Hulle is ander mense. There are people who are descendants from desert dwellers. It was fight for survival. You're going to find a Saudi, like by the airport, or in space of authority, like by the harams, who smile with you or are welcoming. They are a gift for you, but they are not the rule. They may be the exception to the rule, sadly. They are in another space, and they see thousands of you daily, maybe even millions daily. Who are you? And they have a duty to do their amana to the harams. You with me? So you have to listen and comply, right? We know about service, and we train our staff to smile. A smile helps. But you're going to come there and you're happy you got all the way you on Medina's airport or Makkah's airport. Nou sit hy man daar agter die ding en jy gee jou paspoort. Hy kyk eens so aan nie, vat die ding. Dan point jy daar, jy met jou vinger daar sit. So you want to smile, you want to make friends, I'm happy. You want to speak your Kaapa namens? Nee man. Hy sê, no week die ding, weer, vat jy so vinger weer. Oh God ta'ala. Or you give your thing, now you want to talk, but you take your thing and he's talking someone else. He's talking in Arab there to his colleague. He just stands, Jesus is a guy. You have to wait. Maak my dhikr daar, sabr. It's part of your training. Allah's training your ego. You just want attention? Oh, they're there for your ego, Peli. Reception by a hotel. I come to the reception, listen to this. That guy, the receptionist is sitting, that's his duty. I'm staying in the hotel. I come to the reception. He looks at me. Kyk hy weer terug na sy phone toe. He's the guy sitting there, I can't go anywhere else. He's the man. He says, sorry, I have an inquiry. Aren't you working here? Yes, what do you want? You're supposed to give me service. So you can't change them. But take it in. You find a good one, speak. Or you win them over. Kimo Alikachi. He's from Cape Town. Okay, haha. Sometimes they are like that because they are like that. But you can break through the ice if you have time and if you have emotional strength for it. They're just serving a purpose. You came for the haram, whatever else. But they're going to be a test for you. And you don't want to spoil your journey by getting into unnecessary, debates or arguments. Die mens moet snaaks, onnodig snaaks. No. They don't know other way. They might not know how to do things differently. Then, those you find, okay, move from this one. The Asgaris, the soldiers, that's by the harams, move from this one. They may come across as cold and abrupt, but that's their manner. Right? They have to arrange people there. It's a huge responsibility in the haram. Especially in Makkah. Because especially with the Tawaf is getting people to align in a matter of minutes before the Salah. They will do this. But it shows us what we can do if we work together. And they align. And when Salah is done, you're on your way. But it's a different experience from what you have here. You may find one that is warm is a gift for you. Move from there for me. Dealing with other nationals. It takes all kinds. We cannot go there and judge people. My brother also told me, observation without judgment is the highest form of intelligence. We can't judge people by our standards. You with me? They don't know better, some of them. And you can teach, and you can engage, but don't judge. It takes all kinds. So yes, you're going for the ritual, and you're going for personal development, but you're not an island. You're going to have to interact with fellow man there, with the world there. And they all came with their own stories, and they're all Allah's guests as well. Continue. Right? Some of them don't know how to queue. Oh my yana. They don't know how to queue. You look, when you come to a place, you want to see, waar begin die queue? They don't mind. They can see you standing there before them, they gaan voor jou. You can just say, "Hulle doen dit mos." Sabr, sabr, sabr. You can nicely. You don't also want to offend the other guests of Allah. But hy gaan gebeur. Continue. Men should note that no one generally shakes hands after salah. Na? So, wat gaan met die mense agter salah, maar nou shake se hande. Malaysians and Indonesians, yes, ander mense is not part of their tradition. Ons doen dit hier in die Kaap en seker van die Indonesians and Malaysians. Yeah? Greeting, engaging with others. Yeah, you can speak with people, engage with them, find out where they're from, hear their story if you have time. But be cautious. People approach you first. It has happened sadly. It has happened sadly in the Haram of Makkah. It happened to me last year and I stopped the guy. I said, hier in die Haram, vraag jy nie vir enigiets van die dunya nie. This is about ibadah. You stop them in their tracks. It may happen. You don't know what the circumstances are. My wife was asked, lady and husband stopped her, spoke to them about needing some money for milk for the what? For the baby. Kom van die bom, like a half an hour, almost an hour later, we found them walking into a mall like for other stuff. Allah vitaleen. We don't judge people, but yes, just be careful. Continue. Shops, manage your finances. You're all responsible. Pace yourselves, obviously. Continue. You will find malls like these two, like we said. Not just your shop winkeltjes, you'll find these two. Prices here are generally set. Why I'm saying this is because in the next one, other places you can bargain. The first price is not always the right price. They expect you to bargain, sometimes we shy. And some people become expert bargainers. Okay? Bargain, right? And most of the time they're not Saudi nationals in the shops. They're foreigners, they can speak English. So you won't be lost there. Continue. Final advice. Do not forget what you had to do to get where you are. Just remember, sometimes you get so used to things. The first day, first night's overwhelming. But now you got used to it, alweer die. Think what you had to sacrifice, how you had to save up, what you had to do to get there. This may motivate you. You and what you had to do may be the motivation you need. Just remind yourself all that you had to put in to get there in case you slack. And we may slack as human beings. Next fragment. The last. From all your family and friends, you're the one with the opportunity to undertake this journey and to engage in the special rituals there. You represent those at home. Gratitude is key, and beyond words, gratitude is shown in action. I can say Alhamdulillah, but how I use that time there and the opportunity there, that will really show if I'm grateful or not. Good. Al-Imam al-Shafi'i says there are 5 benefits in traveling. Think about this. We can just put it on the screen and continue. Last 2 slides and we're done, inshallah. He said the last benefit of travel is that you see a good side to some people. So all I'm putting in there is, you be the good side for others. And you see what goes around, comes around. My father always says, if you honor the guest of Allah, you'll see. Because He's the most generous, He will show you His generosity. If you honor the guest of Allah, because He is the most generous, He will open up for you and show you His generosity. Continue. Finally, as the journey is for Him, turn to Him. Right? The journey is for Him, it is to Him, by Him, turn to Him for assistance. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. You learned and took in, and you're going to learn some more, and you have this concern about fulfilling it as it should be. If you're going to depend on yourself, you may fall short. Everything okay? If you're going to depend on yourself, you may fall short. So turn to Allah for assistance. Allah, help me to remember you. Help me to show gratitude, and help me to beautify your worship. Good? And last but in no way least, I make dua for you. And I request a dua for me too. Allah blesses us all with continued well-being, with protection and guidance, and may your intentions to perform Umrah be accepted. May the intention be accepted, and may you see your plans become a reality. Ameen. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So, time doesn't allow. If you have any notes made, queries, you have our contact details. forward it to us. Inshallah, even if it's a pic of the page sent today, I will store it inshallah and make a way to respond if I'm able to. If I'm not, I will research or I'll inquire by others more equipped to respond to it, and we'll get that addressed inshallah. And the chat will only be, or the group will only be closed once that has been received and once the PDF of this presentation is put on the chat for you. Okay? Shukran very, very much. I pray that it was beneficial, and like I said, we see you there inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.